awaits the first ever Ultimate Championship.
Let's go, baby!
And a home crowd roaring them on.
The world's best athletes brought together to settle the debate once and for all.
The Ultimate Championship is no room for mistakes.
To be Ultimate Champion, that sounds pretty good to me.
This is the greatest we have ever seen.
Call yourself a world champion. Prove that you're the ultimate.
A brand new must-see championship.
There can only be one Ultimate Champion.
What on earth is going on in
And
Budapest?
the whole world is watching.
See you in Budapest.
Don't miss it.
Just like that, a star is born.
Ain't nobody gonna keep us down, keep us down.
The world awaits the first ever Ultimate Championship.
Let's go, baby!
And a home crowd roaring them on.
The world's best athletes brought together to settle the debate once and for all.
The Ultimate Championship is no room for mistakes.
To be Ultimate Champion, that sounds pretty good to me.
This is the greatest we have ever seen.
Call yourself a world champion. Prove that you're the ultimate.
A brand new must-see championship.
There can only be one Ultimate Champion.
What on earth is going on in
And
Budapest?
the whole world is watching.
See you in Budapest.
Don't miss it.
Just like that, a star is born.
Ain't nobody gonna keep us down, keep us down.
The world awaits
We
the
know
first
how
ever
to
Ultimate
fly.
Championship.
Let's go,
Good morning and welcome to day 3 of the Carifta Games here in Grenada, St. George's, Grenada to be exact. And we're getting ready for the start of the morning session of this final day. I'm Donald Smith, one of your commentators, who will take you through today's proceedings alongside Terry Finisterre of St. Lucia. Terry, we're on the back end, the home straight, so to speak, of these Carifta Games. It has been quite the game so far. We have been having intermittent rains, but nonetheless the competition on track continues to be excellent as well as in the field.
Yes, a fantastic competition last evening. We've seen some great going in the field events, in the high jump, the long jump, really thrilling last evening. And today we're looking forward to more of the same. We have 3 finals in prospect this morning, and then in the evening session, the finals of a number of track events, including, of course, the 4x4s, the 200s, and the sprint hurdles.
Coming out of last evening, the Bahamian team on a high, getting 2 wins in the 4x1. Jamaica only 1 win, which has left a lot of persons back home, you know, having a lot of questions.
I'm trying to stay off Twitter for the time being.
And as well as in the last race, Trinidad and Tobago. They get a shot off this. This is the under 17 boys. Bahamas prevailing. The Jamaicans by this time would have dropped the baton on their second change. Yeah, so Bahamas looking quite nice yesterday evening to end the proceedings with those big 2 gold medals. But Trinidad and Tobago in that under 20 boys potentially one of those races or one of those results that they would have expected based on the cadre of athletes that they would have brought here.
Yes, they came with experience. They came with at least 1 athlete who ran on that silver medal team last year, so they knew what they were coming into. They do tend to practice well, and they do tend to come to the Carifta Games with high expectations, Trinidad and Tobago, especially for those relays. As we look again at the 4x1 under 17 boys, and the Bahamas looking very, very sharp. And this, of course, would have been their 2nd gold medal in their relays. The girls 4x1 under 17 not only winning but setting the game record, and they set that games record with the same team that took silver last year behind the previous record-winning team or record-breaking team.
Yeah, this is the look at the under 17 girls 4x100 meters relay. Bahamas on the outside, and they look very strong all round. And they hand over to Johnson, the long jump gold medalist. She actually left the long jump area to run the 4x1, having taken gold there. Even missed the medal ceremony for the long jump competition.
The top 2 in the long jump, leaving the long jump area, going straight to warm up for the 4x1. Kiesra Thomas there as well, and a very strong team that got silver last year, and this time around coming through to break the game's record. So fantastic work for them. And there were medals as well, gold medals, in fact, for the Bahamas in the octathlon. They got gold and silver in the octathlon. So they'll be very pleased with last night's work. The Barbados team as well, they got 5 medals last evening. They were involved in 2 of those relays, got bronze medals in the relays. In the distance runs, Jamaica redeemed themselves. They got quite a few gold medals in that group of events as well. So some good competition, as we said. There were at least 3 countries getting their first medals, all gold. The Turks and Caicos Islands through Hall. We had Addison James getting the first gold medal, or the first medal for the Commonwealth of Dominica.
And
gold in the javelin
biggest
throw.
one.
Yes.
Which you're going to say now.
Yes. And of course, Brooklyn Little, she came into round 3 needing to get a legal jump in. She had fouled her first 2, and then she came through in the 3rd round big time. Not only, well, let's look at Addison James first of all here. Addison James won this on his first throw. We've seen that the conditions are not necessarily the best for javelin throw. The winds have been very, very high. The throwers have not been getting out to the distances that perhaps they would like to. But Addison James, just a week after throwing 70 meters at the Boys and Girls Champs over in Jamaica, throwing 63 meters this time to get the gold here at the Carifta Games, and a repeat gold, of course, for him. And he and I imagine the president of the Dominica Association, Brendan Williams, will be quite pleased with their returns.
One name that we haven't mentioned from yesterday in the boys decathlon competition, Tariq Vincent defending his title with a record score 6,824, which led to me doing a quick check that ranks him third this year on the world under 20 list. That 6,824 points scored. That says good things for him if he can continue to improve in those events going into the World Under 20 Championships.
Yes, looking in very good nick. Tariq Vincent didn't necessarily exert himself in the 1,500 meters. He knew where he was, could probably have got that up a little bit closer to the 7,000 mark, but really good effort from him to come out here and dominate the competition once again. Still has another year at the Carifta Games himself and his twin sister Tanik, and he is actually going this morning as well in the 110 meter hurdles. So he is looking to see if he can perhaps add a second medal, which would put him, I think, in contention certainly for the Austin Seeley Award.
And speaking about the Austin Seeley Award, normally awarded on the final day to to the most outstanding athlete. Don't want to put you on the spot, Terry, but any names as yet comes to mind apart from a Tariq Vincent, potentially a Tyra Fenton in the under 17 section. But has there been any other standout performances from an individual perspective that has caught your eyes?
Fenton is the other one who really stands out. We've seen medals, we've seen records go in the 4x1 for the Bahamas, as we said, in the pole vault, Naima Caprice of Martinique. Not necessarily the loftiest of heights. 3.20 is still a fairly new event. Tariq Vincent, despite it being a new event at the Carifta level, that's still a very impressive score for him. Tyra Fenton has a gold in the 100 meters, the bronze as well in the 400. If she can add the very unique treble and get another medal and perhaps gold in the 200, then I think she's perhaps on course. But we cannot leave out Shania Douglas. Did not necessarily set the world alight in the 100 meters, came and did what she had to do, got the gold. And today, especially having already won the gold in the 4x1 as well, today, last day of the meet, let it all out. Let's see what she can produce in the 200, which I think a lot of people consider to be her stronger event. So it should be interesting this evening. We've got a number of athletes who will be doing their second or even third events, and then we will start to really sort out who is standing out and who has really impressed over the course of these 3 days.
Certainly, as we take a look at the girls in the heptathlon competition, they'll get things started off this morning. Their fifth event of 7, the long jump. And from what we're seeing on our screen, we have 9 competitors listed. And they include Inaya Nesbitt of the Bahamas, Kiori Robley of Trinidad and Tobago, Kisan John of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Montisha St. Bernard of Grenada, Drivienska Costa of Curacao, Sydney Douglas of Grenada, Brittany Barron of Jamaica, Zaza Franz of Curacao, and Tanik Vincent of Trinidad and Tobago. And going into the long jump competition, Tanik Vincent leads with 3,227 points. That's after the 200 meters, which was the fourth event contested last evening. Her teammate, Kiori Robley, is second with 2,847 points. Zaza Franz of Curacao, 2,779 points. Jurivienska Costa, also of Curacao, 2,629 points. Brittany Barron of Jamaica is fifth with 2,621 points. Inaya Nesbitt of the Bahamas comes next at sixth with 2,500 points. Montisha St. Bernard of Grenada has 2,366 points in seventh. In eighth is Kisan John of St. Vincent and the Grenadines with 2,283 points. And in ninth, Sydney Douglas of Grenada. Her points total 1,986 points. So that's how things are looking. Just to give you an idea of the events to expect this morning, we start, as mentioned, with the girls' long jump heptathlon competition. We'll also have the finals of the girls' javelin throw, under 17 javelin throw finals that will be competitors there. And speaking of about 4 competitors, Terry, I've noticed at this Carifta Games there's some field events for the under 20 girls that has just been a reduction of the participants. We saw it in the shot put at under 20, we saw it in the discus, we're seeing it here in the high jump. What could be causing that?
Yeah, we've seen very large fields in the long jump events, almost across the board, I think. We've seen upwards of 13 and 14 athletes involved in all of the long jump events, and I believe this morning we have the long jump for under 17 boys, and we have 11 athletes listed for that one. But in some of the events, the high jump and the discus throw, as you mentioned, for under 20 girls, somewhat undersubscribed, perhaps a specific intervention needed as far as coaching in some of those areas. We know that from speaking to a number of the coaches and administrators around the region, that the emphasis for a lot of them shifting to the field events, looking at ways in which they can get their athletes involved in a more diverse array of events as opposed to just sprint. So we're seeing a lot of athletes coming out in a lot of different events, but specifically in that under 20 girls category, I think there needs to be perhaps a deliberate intervention by the national federations.
One of the conversations that I saw on social media after last evening's performances by teams such as the Bahamas, Trinidad and Tobago, Barbados in the long distance events, Belize winning through little in that long jump competition, the man from Turks and Caicos Islands, and has been rather that countries might start look to getting their athletes. I think you're the one mentioning yesterday, as a matter of fact, Terry, that countries will now start to look to the diaspora to get their athletes to, bolster their teams to be more competitive. Could that also be a solution to help out with increasing the field size for the under 20 level?
Yeah, I think it has to be something that the national federations, the coaches, and of course the diaspora associations. We know Jamaica, for instance, has a very strong, the Bickle Foundation. They've got a very, very strong diaspora presence. The likes of Brianna Williams coming through from the USA, and a number of other throwers and other athletes coming through to compete at the international level. We've seen it certainly with Haiti. Haiti has a very strong presence in Atlanta, in New York, and they are coming through in their numbers. And we want to see more of our Caribbean people repatriating, coming back and giving back to the Caribbean in whatever way they can, and certainly they can do so in the sphere of athletics at the Carifta Games. Kerry Robley.
Yeah.
Kerry Robley is on the runway. Did especially well yesterday in the hurdles and the 200 meters. So clearly a speed athlete. Did not do so well in the high jump and shot put, where she was 5th in both of those, but won the hurdles, won the 200, got 965 points from her time of 24.16 seconds. And it was a 1-2 in that last event for herself and the leader, Tanique Vincent. Tanique has been 4th in the hurdles, 1st in high jump by some ways, 1st in shot put, and 2nd in the 200 meters.
So 5.08 meters for Robley.
Narrowly a personal best for her. I think she came in with a 5:07, I believe.
Next on the runway from St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Kisan John. As we say good morning to all the viewers across the globe, those tuning in via Cable Bahamas in the Bahamas, CBC TV Barbados, CBN TV in the British Virgin Islands, GBN TV right here in Grenada, Television Jamaica TV J in Jamaica, Helen TV St. Lucia, and those in the international spaces beyond the Caribbean region who are using or tuning in via the digital streaming platforms available to you, FlowTrack if you're in the USA and Canada, as well as various World Athletics platforms. We say good morning. It's day 3, the final day of the Carifta Games here in St. George's, Grenada. We have been live since Saturday morning right here inside the Kirani James Athletic Stadium, and the morning session, a shortened one this morning because the glut of activities will be on the afternoon session, where we have so many finals, the 200 meters schedule, the sprint hurdles. We are going to see the prelims of the sprint hurdles momentarily. Well, we will also see the 800 meters finals, the 5,000 meters for under 20 boys will be run as well. The 4x400 meters relay and a host of other field events will be on the card as well. So it's going to be an exciting day. You're seeing some umbrellas on the outside from the shot that you are viewing, and that's because we continue to have intermittent rain fall in the capital city, and that has been ongoing since yesterday. As we see Montisha St. Bernard of Grenada on the runway to take her first jump in this long jump for the heptathletes.
Easter Monday here in St. George's. I have to shout out to one of our cameramen, Kurlan, and wishing a happy birthday to Culture Officer Nzinga Mauto here in Grenada. She's working on her birthday. Zingy zing. St. Bernard gets the red flag. Only 3 jumps. She's in 7th place at the moment. Her best result was in the shot put, where she threw 8.45 meters yesterday afternoon to take 3rd overall behind Vincent and Zaja France. Zaja France of Curacao, also from Curacao, on the runway right now, Yurivienska Costa. The 2 young ladies from Curacao in 3rd and 4th at the moment. Not much to separate them. 150 points between them. Depending on the long jump, that can change. Costa, not a bad effort at all.
Gets the white flag as well.
On the track this morning, as Donald would have said, we have the heats in the 100 and 110 meter hurdles. Just 3 classes requiring heats. The under 17 girls, under 20 girls, and under 20 boys. So the under 17 boys will go straight to the final. And in the 4x4, always nice to be able to get a semi-final round in the 4x4. That means we've got a good, healthy field. We have a 4x4 under 17 boys semi-final, closing out the morning action today at the Kirani James.
Another thing to note, as we see Sydney Douglas of Grenada take her first jump in the long jump competition of the heptathlon. Last evening in that under 20 boys 4x100 meters relay, Trinidad and Tobago, they did win with 39.64 seconds ahead of Jamaica 39.85 and Grenada 40.18. Well, Bahamas, they got disqualified after review. So that's one of the changes to note from last evening's event. Of course, they weren't in the medals at the end of the race. The top three are still the top three that went across the line, and the British Virgin Islands did not start.
The Bahamas did lose a medal on the first day, and that was in the mixed 4x4, and that medal instead went to Barbados, as we see Brittany Barron on the runway.
Speaking to one of the Barbadian journalists who is here covering these championships last evening, and the Barbados team ending last evening a total of 9 medals. They're looking to surpass the total that they had in Trinidad last year, which I believe would have been 10. So if they get upwards of 15 or 20 medals at the end of today, that could prove to be a success for a team that is numbering about 63 thereabout, especially given that they want to host in 2028.
Yes, and they've said that it's a developmental team that is here, so any medals they get, not quite a bonus, but they will certainly point to those as a jumping off point for 2 years hence. You have the likes of Layla McIntyre, who's just 14 years old, Hamlet, who anchored a very fine 4x1 last evening for his national team, again just 14 going on 15. So a lot of young talent for the Barbadians. As we look at the girls javelin throw under 17 field,
counted 8 competitors. Someone is missing. So
Douglas from Grenada is in the combined events.
So Antigua's Zonique Charles to the far right of picture. She's the defending champion. Beside her is Nieviv Matrona of Curacao. Then Sydney Douglas, as Terry mentioned, is by the long jump in the heptathlon. She's from Grenada. Shamiris Canterbury of Barbados comes next. Jarian Mercera of Curacao is in the field. Tamara Bullard of the Bahamas. Ariane Waters of St. Kitts and Nevis. Fiona Jackson of Grenada and Shamanda Wilmot of Jamaica are the competitors for this under 17 girls javelin throw. The record 52.53 meters, and that could prove tough to get close to.
Definitely not wanting to get myself in any trouble with Tyra Fenton, but Zonique Charles aiming for a 3rd medal. I do hope I'm correct for Tyra's sake. Aiming for a 3rd medal in the javelin throw following the 2 from Tyra Fenton. And here is the event leader,
Tenny Vincent of Trinidad and Tobago, the defending champion. Lovely on the board there. Doesn't generate a lot of speed coming down the runway though, but very good on the board for Vincent.
Yeah, I think she'll have taken over the lead in the event from Costa with that jump. We know she's a former individual high jump champion here at the Carifta Games.
As we get ready for the next event on track, the under 17 girls, or the first event on track, the under 17 girls 100 meter hurdles heats.
2 flights, top 3 finishers from each heat will advance. In the first heat, we've got Sharifa Fernandez de Faria from Curacao, Tajanique Huggins, St. Kitts and Nevis, Tashana Godfrey, Jamaica, Tiara McLean, Barbados, Chelsea Joseph, Trinidad and Tobago. Huggins, a double hurdler, was 5th in the finals of the 400 hurdles, 105.69. McLean also did both hurdles, from Barbados, 15 years old, reinforcing the point that a number of these Barbadian athletes have time to go. And the investment in young athletes, even when they don't necessarily make the country's set standards, they're showing promise, they're putting in the work. We saw the rewards last night for the AA of Barbados in Kamal Armstrong, who last year did not fare all that well in the under 17 division, came through last evening for gold.
So the first section about to come on. So Jenna Marie Thomas also in this field in lane number 6. Won bronze last evening in the 400 meter hurdles final. First section of the girls under 17 100 meter hurdles. Actually one under 20 girls, and this is Tiana Marshall, who ran a sub 13 seconds race some weeks ago. Marshall of Jamaica ahead of Thomas, and on the outside in third is Harewood. So Marshall gets the win, as expected, to be honest. See a good start here for Tiana Marshall. Cruising over the hurdles, has been having a great season, won the high school championships in Jamaica. Jenna Marie Thomas, fresh off her bronze medal last evening, in second. Top 3 sure to advance. So it also means Alika Harewood is also through. So heat number 2 coming up momentarily. We have a special guest with us. We get to momentarily. We get a lot of visitors, Terry, since Saturday, but this potentially, let me not get myself in any trouble, but the person that you're going to be hearing momentarily, you know, has some big shoes here in Grenada and has been doing a fantastic job. And she has decided to grace us with her presence, which we are honored for sure.
Javelin throw is underway.
So heat number 2 will be coming up momentarily.
We just saw Sydney Douglas taking a break from the heptathlon to go ahead and take her first attempt in the javelin throw. Red flag goes up for Robley. Have to tread carefully.
Zavine Bernard there, the Jamaican in the high jump, has cleared 1.76 meters this season. A 1.83 meter jumper herself. That's the under 20 girls high jump competition.
Paris roll. On form, should be in contention for a minor medal.
Back over to the long jump. And from St. Vincent and the Grenadines is Kissen John. Takes her time out and gets the white flag. So we're going to go right to our interview now. And in our little studio here, we have with us the chairman of the local organizing committee for the Carifta Games Grenada 2026, Ms. Vida Bruno Victor. Good morning to you.
Good morning, gentlemen.
How are you doing?
How am I not doing?
Well, I mean, you get to sit.
That's good.
I know you've been on your feet quite a lot over not just the past few days, but the past few months. What's it been like putting everything together here at the Kirani James Stadium?
Well, to be honest, when we decided that we were going to accept this challenge, I thought it would have been simpler because we had done it in 24. Yes. But you know what? I told the team, I said, let's do as though we're doing this for the first time. Don't leave anything up to saying I know. It's like I don't know and I need to do everything well. So they have really, LOC has really been good and they have been working very, very hard. And I just want to applaud them because I called on them and they said yes. When they called on me, I said no. I said, not again, please. Please, not this. No. We're not ready for this. And then Mike said, oh God, Vida, if you don't do it, Conrad and Des said they're not going to take it, so you have to do it. I said, that's what they said? Okay. So then I took up the challenge again and I said, all right, let's move with it. And we have been really working diligently. One of our problems, not a problem really, but finance sponsors was not as easy as it was in 24. Yeah. So close, you know. So you really had to stay with them and let them know what they're going, the benefits of this. But this is an athletic country. This is a country where people love track and field. It's not that they don't like football and cricket. So I know they're listening and they're going to say, you see, huh? But they really love track and field. And because in every village and every community and every school, we have track and field, it is a common denominator. So that we don't have the challenge to get people to do things when it comes to track and field. So I commend the LOC, and I want to say to the people of Grenada, you have not let us down just yet. Today is the last day. Come on and fill the stadium so that we'll have a really exciting games today.
And of course you have a number of Olympians, a number of Grenadian Olympians in the house. Island, Lyndon, Kurt, Kirani, they've all been around and all of them coming through the crucible of the Carifta Games.
Oh yes. And all of them, even Jacinta Bartholomew.
Yes.
Yes, our first female gold medal winner at Carifta. And, you know, it's good to see them all here. They all here. The boys, of course, they're here with us, and they have always been around Kirani and them humble souls. And they have always been there to support the athletes and to talk with the athletes. Because you know what? In our region, you didn't ask me that, but I will say that. In our region, we don't want to win one medal at the Olympics. Look at us from Grenada. We have won medals at the last 4 Olympic Games. And we want to continue this. And this is the base that helps us to continue. We cannot move forward if we don't have a strong Carifta Games. And that's why I'm happy to see so many people challenging the Jamaicans. And there are some gold medals that they did not win. So, you know, it's good to see that because we really want to build. And I say to Alfred all the time out of St. Lucia that Jew must not be the only Lucian to win something. We want to be there, we want to showcase ourselves in the Olympics. We want to help Jamaica out. We want to help the Bahamas out.
Certainly, as we go back to the track for the second section of 2 in the under-20 girls 100-meter hurdles, Afia Greenwich in 3 of Barbados, Rainey Brown of St. Vincent and the Grenadines is in 4. In 5, Akila Bell of Jamaica. Then 6 is Q's Gomez of Trinidad and Tobago. 7, Emily Pinnell of French Guiana. And in lane 8, Sophia Swindell of the U.S. Virgin Islands.
Swindell, certainly one to watch. She's a really thrilling young athlete. And then, of course, we have Greenwich, who played a role as well in that medal team last night in the 4x1.
Away they go, Akila Bell, though, the one with the fastest time here. On the inside, Greenwich of Barbados trying to stay with her. But Bell trains with Tiana Marshall in Jamaica, cruises home. And it's Bell who will win it on the outside. Swindell of the U.S. Virgin Islands is second. And Greenwich of Barbados in third. 13.57, the flash time for Akila Bell of Jamaica.
Yeah, coming through there, Swindell and Bell, the class of the field. And Swindell has been gaining acclaim for the BVI and at the collegiate level in the U.S. But Bell, the winner of the first heat, and they'll see each other again this evening in the final of the event.
Certainly the time there, 13.62 for Bell, Swindell 14.11, Greenwich of Barbados 14.39. Those are your top 3, and they'll be in the finals later on. Negative 0.3 meters per second, the wind speed. Vida, the question that I have here, normally when countries bid for the Carifta Games, they have several objectives that they want to achieve. This is day number 3 that we are here at the Carifta Games. Tell me, or tell the viewers, 2 of those key objectives that Grenada were looking to achieve for these Carifta Games, and whether they have been achieved as yet.
Well, first of all, we had a problem in 24 as it related to accommodation. And I really want to thank the government of Grenada. We were able to host them not in the 14 small hotels that we had, but at the Royalton, the Radisson, and Grooms Hotel. And then we had to push in Point Selena at the last minute. So we achieved the objective of not spreading them out, but putting them, apart from Sandals, in the 2 better hotels that we have in Grenada. That was one. We also wanted to ensure that we had a good, clean competition. That was key to us because I told them, look, we need to make sure it starts on time. All of you are here on time. Don't tell me about the breakfast, you'll get in here. So we wanted to make sure. And they're there. When I got in here at 7, they're all there. And that is good. So those were 2 key objectives. I will put in the next one, the transportation. This time we've had all the big buses, so we were able to move, because what really makes a good games? Good accommodation, good food to eat, the transportation. When you're ready to move, you must move. The transportation and the games itself must be well executed. So I always feel that way. You know, in recent times we have put security in the mix, because that's also important. So we have been able to look to these things. I am not saying that they are all 100%, but these were the key objectives that
some improvements over 2024.
Yes.
I don't know if you've been able to take in the Carifta Cultural Village as well. How has that been going? Yesterday it was jam-packed, and then after the festivities last night, the party just went on next door. I was dead tired, but I was very tempted to go across.
But you had to come tonight, because tonight is going to be spectacular. And you know what? The Cultural Village, and I must thank the Grenada Tourism Authority, who really are the ones, and the Grenada Ministry of Trade, who really are the ones who have helped us to put it on. It's a good show. showing what we have to offer. I told them I want good food. I don't want to see all this chicken and chips. Everybody in the Caribbean have that. Come, let's get something different. So in truth and in fact, the cultural village has been spectacular. I went across because I met with the vendors there. So I went across to see how they were doing. And they were so doing. I said to them, well, because you know all of them want to be inside. I said, stay outside. You're going to get new friends. My God, it is spectacular, and the Tourism Authority is the one who really supported this effort. And yesterday we had a prize-giving ceremony there. And you know,
first time that they're outside the stadium.
First time outside the stadium. And they were so excited. Well, look, I had to say, let's stop the pictures now. And it was Lyndon and it was Kirani. What an Lyndon and Anderson who did those outside one.
Outside
yes.
one.
Yes, very nice. Very nice.
Are there plans to have further ceremonies throughout today over there?
We want to do one again today outside. So we're looking to see if we get Jacinta. We want to get the Olympians to become involved so people could see them, know these are the people, etc., etc.
And one final one from me, Vida. It's a very big hat to wear, the chairman of the local organizing committee. Your experience from 2024 and now here in 2026. If NACAC says to you today, Grenada, host next year again, or host in another 2 years, would you be willing to?
You'll say yes, but not Rita.
Well answered for me. You know, I say to Panam Sport because you know I also serve on Panam Sport.
General Secretary, yes.
No, the General Secretary of the Olympic Committee,
yes.
but I'm Panam Sports first Vice President. So I serve there, and every time they talk about these things, I laugh. I say, you know, you people think that in the Caribbean we can't do things. It's just that we don't have plenty of money and we can't do all the different number of games that we want to have. But you just call a singular 1 or 2 or 3, and we in that. So, in truth and in fact, if it's called again, I will tell Grenada, accept. But I don't think it's me.
Very well answered. Very well answered. And what are you most looking forward to for today's final day, whether an activity on the track or, as Terry mentioned, over by the village itself? What, are you looking for something specific for today's final day?
I'm looking to see who is going to be the most outstanding athlete of the games. Strange enough, I'm thinking I've seen some spectacular performances, and I'm looking to see who is really going to pull it off, because these athletes go on.
Yes.
I remember when Anderson was the most outstanding athlete, and he has gone on. These athletes go on to greater things. So I'm looking to see that. And of course, we'll be dancing in the village, won't we?
Absolutely.
Oh, we can't leave that out. So we will be there, and it's going to be an exciting time.
Yes.
Awesome.
It's an exciting morning. Thank you so much, Vida. Bruno Victor joining us here in our commentary position as we see athletes going at 1.73 meters. Jakaila Morton of the British Virgin Islands, FAMU freshman, she cleared on, I make it her second attempt. Zavine Bernard cleared on her first attempt, 1.73. Morton does have the national record for the BVI, 1.74 meters, and Komolafe, Alexandria Komolafe, silver medalist in 2024, right here in the Bahamas. She is in the bronze medal position at the moment, with Paris Rule having been knocked out earlier in the piece.
And to the left of picture, that was Hisan John of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And immediately we go across to the javelin for under 17 girls, the Jamaican Shamanda Wilmot.
She's in with a pretty good chance of a medal. Doesn't look entirely displeased with that effort.
There's a little smile on her face, walking back to her coach.
And there's the champion, Antigua and Barbuda's Zonique Charles.
You know, I spoke to them and I said, check. I spoke to them this morning and they all looking at Antigua because they do well, so they're looking.
Awesome. So aborted that run. Charles, she has a clock out there as well that will tell her the amount of time she has left in which to make the throw. Hence her hustle back to the top of her marker. Strong throw there from the Antiguan.
Charles winning last year. Attends the St. Novel Riches Academy. Back this year, won with a throw of 46.29 meters. And she'll be hoping to extend that. She had a personal best 46.39 last year.
On screen there, that's Jakaila Morton of the British Virgin Islands in the high jump, the bronze medalist last year. Just having a chat with her coaches. Giving her some final instructions to get over 1.76 meters.
Bronze in 2025, she'll be hoping to get up to at least the silver. But Zavine Bernard is currently in pole position. Back to the javelin throw.
Niaviv Matrona of Curacao.
Comes in with the best of 39.90. Morton now on the runway, British Virgin Islands.
Well, she crosses the plane, so that's a foul. Red flag goes up for her. Bernard, who has cleared this height this season. She'll go next. First attempt coming up at 1.76 meters as we take a look at Sydney Douglas, who is between competition. She's in the long jump for the hep and the javelin for under 17 girls as well. White flag for Zavine Bernard of Jamaica. First time clearance at 1.76 meters puts herself in pole position, Terry.
Yes, she's well out in front, and Morton now being called on to match. Olafia, I think she remains in the competition as well. On the heptathlon runway, Brittany Brown, Jamaica. Brown right now in 5th overall. Needs to get a good performance in the long jump and javelin in order to be able to climb the rankings. Get past those two young ladies from Curacao. She's not far back of 4th, just 8 points off 4th place. So if she can manage to outperform Costa in this event, she could get into that 4th spot. Right now, she's in 3rd in the long jump as Morton is up and over. That's a new national record. Not a national junior record, but a national record for the British Virgin Islands. 1.76 meters.
And her excitement there, Morton, Jakaila Morton of the British Virgin Islands. Clearly instructions given by the coach, taken and executed well. This is the under 20 boys 110 meter hurdles coming on track now. They'll have 2 sections as well. Top 3 will advance to the final and the next 2 best times. 13.19 seconds, that record set last year by Shaquane Gordon of Jamaica. Decent field, the decathlete, the decathlon champion Tyreek Vincent is in there too. In lane 3, Romario Gibson of Jamaica. Lane 4 is Tejon Webb of St. Kitts and Nevis. Lane 5 is Josh Thomas of Grenada. Lane 6, Pierrick Joseph of Guadeloupe. Lane 7, Wilfred Boystel of Martinique.
Will also be in the pole vault later on this evening.
And lane 8, Rashad Gibson of Barbados.
Guadeloupe's Joseph comes in at the time of 13.77, but Romario Gibson of Jamaica, 13.37 is seed time. So lanes 3 and 6 really the ones to watch for. Vincent, no slouch in this event. Top 3 from this heat will advance, plus the next 2 fastest times. He'll hope to consolidate his advancement with a top 3 finish, Tyreek Vincent. And he'll be going behind Gibson and Joseph.
Interestingly as well, Terry, usually teams, athletes rather, from Guadeloupe normally have some good representation in these races, these sprint hurdles.
Yes.
William Belosian comes to mind. We spoke about him yesterday. Has gone on to represent France. Would have won at the Carifta Games as well. Pierrick Joseph represents Guadeloupe here, and Wilfred Boystel of Martinique. They're in this one, but I think Joseph of Guadeloupe and Gibson of Jamaica, the ones to watch here. So you're watching the 110 hurdles under 20 boys semi-final round. Top 3 sure to advance. 7 athletes in this one. In the set position. It's a good start. A good one for the man from Guadeloupe in lane 6. Gibson now pressing forward of Jamaica. There as well is Webb of St. Kitts and Nevis. It's Gibson, Webb, and on the outside, Joseph. Gibson stops the clock, 13.72 the flash time. Webb of St. Kitts and Nevis and Pierrick Joseph of Guadeloupe right there, maybe Joseph for second. See here, Gibson on the inside, finished 4th at Champs.
Webb coming through with a very strong finish as well. I think he will have taken 3rd. Yes, takes 3rd, 13.90 seconds. The Jamaican 13.76. And the Guadeloupean 13.82 seconds. Confirmation there of the finishes in the first heat. Vincent is on the bubble, 14.38 seconds.
And Gibson.
Don't think Vincent's time is likely to hold up, but let's see. 1.7978 the bar is at. With Jacqueline Morton unable to clear. She's already set a national record for the British Virgin Islands in these games. Is consolidated in at least the silver position. So good going by Jacqueline Morton as we get ready for the second heat of the 110 meter hurdles under 20 boys. But Zavine Bernard, the event leader.
Second attempt at 1.78 meters. Easy over the 183 meter jumper.
Over. Very nice.
That's her season's best now, Zavine Bernard.
The Jamaicans in the house are pleased that the Bahamians have both done with the competition. So Bahamas will get at least 1 bronze medal out of this high jump competition.
Lovely conditions at the moment. The rain has eased a bit. So Zavine Bernard equals her season's best. The next section comes up momentarily for the under 20 boys.
Last try for Morton, 1.78 meters. Janelle Shaper of St. Lucia has the record for this event, 1.87 meters. That won't be trouble today. Morton on the approach. Not a bad attempt, but she smiles as she settles for silver.
And the national record.
And the national record. So a pretty good trip to Grenada.
So upgrades from bronze last year to silver this year.
I say settle, but she's had a better outing this year. Her first year at university in the United States, and she's upgraded to silver. She's set a new national record, and you can see that she is very pleased with her outing this morning at the Karani James Stadium.
For sure, and the height of the bar now being raised to 1.80 meters. Zavine Bernard will be attempting a season's best here. In 2024, she'd have cleared 1.83 meters. As we see the second section of the under 20 boys 110-meter hurdles on track.
Jakario was an outstanding competitor, under 17 champion last year in the 400 hurdles, and he's back again. Fourth last night in the finals of the under 20 division. Vitalian from Martinique, Zhuang, Curacao, Cadogan, Barbados, Wilson, Bahamas, Brown, Trinidad and Tobago. Brown, silver medalist last night in the 4 hurdles, and of course the man, Robert Miller. He got the bronze, came in as the pre-event favorite and defending champion, the 400-meter hurdles, but pipped at the line and falling into the 3rd position, pipped by Brown, and he's right next to Brown this time around. Brown, just 17 years old. Both of these young men might be back next year, as will Jakario Wilson,
who won at the under 17. He won double gold last year, Wilson. Bar goes down for Zavine Bernard, first time at 1.80 meters. Robert Miller won at the high school championships in Jamaica. It's probably in a better mood this morning. 13-4-1 is time to win at champs. On their mark here. Off they go for the second section. A good start for Robert Miller. Rattles hurdle number 2. And look at the man from Bahamas. That's Jakario Wilson. Jakario Wilson gets the win ahead of Miller and Brown of Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah, Wilson with a really strong run there. Excellent technique over the hurdles, good sprinting, good form in between. Little bit back early on, but he allows his technique and his work between the hurdles to keep him in the race and eventually to pull away and to win pretty comfortably in the end.
Very good form as well for Wilson. So 2 of the medalists from the 4 hurdles into the final as well. Miller and Brown of Jamaica and Trinidad and Tobago respectively. 13.48 for Wilson, 13.70 for Miller, 13.75 for Brown, Zhuang 14.02, and Tevon Cadogan, his time 14.25. Those times will be fast enough to get them into the final as well.
And will knock out Rashad Gibson, also from Barbados, and Tyreek Vincent, who were 3rd and 4th in the prior heat. So it's going to be Wilson, Miller, Brown, Zhuang, Cadogan, Gibson from Jamaica, Joseph from Guadeloupe, and Webb from St. Kitts and Nevis in the final. Yes, Bernard wants to know why she's not getting the support that she needs to get over season's best height.
Second attempt now.
Good speed on the runway, but doesn't manage to negotiate the bar.
She'll have one more attempt if she so desires. Action in the girls under 17 javelin throw competition. That was Curaçao's Mercera.
Jadrian Mercera. So Zonique Charles leads this event with a 46.27 meters, just shy of her personal best. They're into round 4 at this point. She's followed by Matrona of Curaçao, 38.29, and Sydney Douglas is in the mix, but she's right now in 5th place. In fact, no, Jamaica's Wilmont is second, 42.7 meters. So Wilmont second on 42.27, and then in 3rd place at the moment is Matrona of Curaçao, 38.29 meters. Mercera, the only other athlete over 31 meters.
This is Matrona on screen from Curaçao.
Matrona looking to get into the 40s. We have 2 athletes who've thrown over 40 meters. Shamonda Wilmont has done 42.7 and 41.06. Zonique Charles, defending champion, 46.27 and 40.9. 40.90 meters. Matrona has 33.69, fouled her second attempt, and then went 38.29 in the 3rd round to move up to that bronze medal position. Curaçao got silver last night in the long jump. Long jump under 20 girls.
Godi getting that silver. 5.80 meters her best jump. Still can't get over the fact that Brooklyn Little of Belize, on her 3rd attempt, 2 fouls before, as Terry mentioned at the start of the program, then not only getting a safe jump, but got the leading jump heading into the reordering of that event at 5.98 meters, then went further to go over 6 meters.
We call that the Yulimar Rojas.
Big one when it matters.
Yes.
So still getting a live shot of the javelin area. So the competition in the high jump has concluded.
We're now in the 4th round of this competition. Matrona, 38.29 meters, her best throw so far. Looking to extend that, looking to get herself an improvement in her medal position. She's in the bronze position at the moment. Not a bad throw, a little bit of rotation there. Morton celebrating a silver, celebrating a new personal best, national under 20 record, national senior record as well. Is that Dean the sportsman Greenaway? Yes, it is. Olympian and photographer, sports journalist extraordinaire. And she does get into the 40s, just back though of Wilmot,
who is now in picture, the silver medalist from the shot put.
So Matrona 40.69 does get an improvement in her position. Wilmot throwing from well behind the line on that occasion. Don't think she'll have improved significantly, if at all.
And that 46.27 lead from Zonique Charles, just 2 centimeters off her season's best. And the mark that she threw to win last year. That's her in shot on screen, is Zonique Charles of Antigua and Barbuda. So still to come on the schedule, the under 17 boys long jump final and the heats of the 4x400 meters relay under 17 boys.
Long jump will be the third medal event this morning. Charles on the runway launches that one, gets it out to somewhere in the 40s, but not a high 40. The champion of the high jump under 20 girls, following on from under 17 title. Was it 2 years ago?
2 years ago, 2024.
Right here. So she likes it in Grenada, I think.
So for sure. And she opted to not take her final jump at 1.80 meters, Zavine Bernard. So she wins with a best season's best equal in 1.78 meters.
So I think we're going down now to the
under 17 girls.
17 girls.
100 meter hurdles. So that's what I thought was on track earlier. And then it turned out to be the under 20 girls.
Yeah, and then we had some of the same countries involved.
Yes.
So it was a little bit. I think it might have been that they may not have assigned the heats because the heat sheet that we got did not have heats assigned for that event.
So section 1 on track. Lane 2 is Sharifa the Faria Fernandez of Curacao. Lane 3 is Tajanique Huggins of St. Kitts and Nevis. In lane number 4 is Tashana Godfrey. She won the Jamaican trials. Tiara McLean is in lane 5. She's next off Barbados. And lane 6, Chelsea Joseph of Trinidad and Tobago. The 5 competitors in section 1. It means then top 3 will advance automatically to the final.
McLean and Huggins would both have competed in the 400 hurdles earlier in the weekend. These 5th and 6th from St. Kitts and Nevis and Barbados.
Off they go, first time of asking. The Trinidadian got a good start. That's Joseph. Now getting into her running. That's Tashana Godfrey. And on the inside in 2, it's Sharifa Fernandez. But Godfrey of Jamaica cruises away from the field. And it's the young lady from Curacao in second on the inside. The Faria. Followed through by Joseph of Trinidad and Tobago. 13.49 the flash time. Godfrey booking her ticket along with the 2 ladies, one each to her left and right.
Godfrey goes 13 flat in the 100 hurdles. That's her seed time. So really the class of this field by some distance. You can see the makings of a good hurdler in Chelsea Joseph from Trinidad and Tobago, but the technique not quite there as one would expect from some of these younger athletes. The Faria comes through for second, and Godfrey, a comfortable 13.51 run to take the first of two heats.
And Tajanique Huggins of St. Kitts and Nevis, 14.53, and Tiara McLean of Barbados, 15.23. Those are now the times on the bubble. Those are the times occupying the time qualifying times at the moment. We're going to go down trackside, where I think Clyde John is waiting to have his first interview for the morning session. Clyde.
Thank you very much, Donald. And I'm here with Zavine Bernard. Zavine is, a really outstanding young lady. She did the triple jump, she did the long jump, and finally, she got what she wanted here at Carifta 2026, the high jump gold medal. Zavine, tell us how you feel right now.
Well, I feel really great. I was really disappointed last night and the night before, but I told myself I'd come out here and do my best for the high jump because I know my team need a medal.
All right, I had the opportunity. I'm looking at you. You're 1.76 at champs. You got there. You're pretty easy. You got to 1.78. Tell us about that feeling.
Well, it's a great feeling, but I matched my season best, so it's more appreciated.
Okay. So there you had it. Zavine Bernard, she has finally gotten the medal, and not just any medal, but a gold medal for the high jump under 20 girls.
Well done by that young lady. Gets the gold rush started for Jamaica. Sky's a little bit overcast. Once again, here are the Kirani James. We are back to action in the javelin throw. Silver medalist at the moment, 42.70 meters her best thus far.
This is round 5.
Matrona climbing, she's now gone with 41.52 in the 5th round. So she's inching close. She's now just 1.18 meters back of Wilmot, but that's might as well be the entire Atlantic Ocean at the moment. She needs to get a much better throw in round 6. But Wilmot trying to see if she can extend that silver medal position, or perhaps she will not, I don't think, get much better a throw. Yeah. She won't be in the hunt for gold.
43.78, her seeded mark coming into the Carifta Games. Wilmot, as mentioned earlier, got the silver in the shot put on the first day. Finished 4th at championships.
15.99 meters.
And at championships in Jamaica, the javelin throw is an open event, so both under 20s and under 17 throwers would be competing in the same event.
Jayla Smith from the Bahamas, she was 4th in this event last year. Michaela Gordon of Jamaica, you see there. Kindly Leping, Martinique. From Trinidad and Tobago, Kelly's Alexander. Jamaica's Michaela Gordon. Jayla Smith. It's going to be just 4. So we had 9 young ladies. We're going to lose just 1.
Yeah. So 14.53 or 15.23. More than likely, 15.23 is a time in danger if 4th place here is faster than that.
Gordon, the class of the field from Jamaica, Smith.
First recall of the morning. Let's hope it's the last. On the 17 girls 100-meter hurdles, semi-final round, top 3 from this heat will advance automatically to the final. The Trinidadian there from the footage, Kellis Alexander, getting up rather quickly. And she's shown the red card.
I was just about to say a red card would be most unfortunate, but be good for the athletes in the first heat. They'd be the last athletes in the first heat would be breathing a sigh of relief. She knows she's now into the final. So just a practice run now for these 3 young ladies, Jayla Smith, Michaela Gordon, and Leping of Martinique. Gordon should cruise through, a chance to work on her technique. Alexander would probably have been the second favorite in this heat.
Off they go this time around. Gordon getting up well. The ping of Martinique on the outside behind her. But it's Michaela Gordon, who attends the Convent of Mercy Alpha Academy in Jamaica, takes the win. The Bahamian on the inside, Jada Smith, was finishing fast. And Leping was there on the line with her. But no worries for Michaela Gordon of Jamaica.
Gordon really clean over the hurdles. Look how much time she's spending in the air. Almost none. Chopping those feet up and down really quickly over the barriers and coming through in stride to sprint onto the next. 3 steps and up.
Limping a little, hit hurdle number 7, I believe. So just feeling the after effects of that, Michaela Gordon. 13.45, 14.29, and 14.31. Gordon, Smith, and Leping all into the final. So Huggins, who was in the finals last year, was 7th. She's back in the final. McLean, also there from Barbados, with that 15.23 in the heats.
Results coming through from the long jump heptathlon girls. Vincent, 5.56 meters to win the event on her first trial. Costa from Curacao, 5.25 meters. As we go back to the javelin throw, which has been very interesting so far. And in javelin throw, Neviv Matrona just through a little while ago. No, that's Jadrian Macera just throwing. Up comes Fiona Jackson. Fiona Jackson, hometown girl from here in Grenada. Her best thus far, 36.94 meters. And this will not be an improvement. Getting set as well for the long jump under 17 boys. We'll be seeing some of those boys doubling from the high jump last night. Fiona Jackson, as I said, a very busy weekend. She's placed 7th in the shot put, and then of course 10th in the discus throw. So looking at the long jump boys under 17, as I said, well-subscribed fields for all of the long jump events thus far. Shea Pratt from the Bahamas, Randall Monroe, St. Lucia, Jarrell Campbell, Guyana, Omari Welch, also Guyana, Michael Paul, Trinidad and Tobago, Dylan Gardner, Turks and Caicos Islands, Talshon Edwards, we've seen him before these games, from Jamaica. Evonte Nimblett from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Tevon Slater, Grenada. Terrell Clark from Barbados. And Caden Miller from the Bahamas. That's your field for the under 17 boys long jump.
Tyrell Clark. And rounding off the field for the under-17 boys long jump final from the Bahamas, Caden Miller.
Some of these athletes just 15 years old coming into this event. A number of them here would be making their Carifta debut. For many of them, if not most of them, this will be their second outing for the weekend. We saw Randall Monroe finishing fourth, narrowly fourth. Actually held on to the bronze medal position at one point, but here comes the leader in the javelin throw, aborts her run-up. Not entirely happy with the conditions. Overcast here again. In fact, raining once more at the Karani James. After the rains abated.
So the first throw was ruled null and void.
And that turned out to be a blessing for him because he threw some 16 meters better.
So the umbrellas come out again.
So we have boys in the long jump. They'll be sheltering at the moment. We have boys in the long jump who've been involved in a triple jump, in high jump, in the 100 meters. The girls, oh my goodness, it's coming down now.
Yeah, I think this is the heaviest it has been since yesterday,
yes.
Terry.
We had a rain delay at the beginning of the afternoon session yesterday. And particularly bad timing for some of the athletes in the javelin throw, as they would have completed the competition. They're practically ready to go. They're anticipating just a couple more throws, and they expected to have been out of there. In fact, I think that may have been the
final
last throw of the competition. Shamanda Wilmot, apparently. Shamanda Wilmot got a throw of 46.39 on her last attempt and snatched the gold. It appeared, we have not seen the measurement on that last throw from Wilmot, from Charles.
Well, if that is the case, that's a fantastic morning for the Jamaican team.
Yes,
gold
very
in the
much
high
so.
jump, and would be a big gold in the javelin throw on the 17 girls.
So we await an update from the javelin throw area after that last throw from Charles.
So you're not missing any action at the moment. Rain pouring here inside the National Stadium, the Kirana James Athletic Stadium here in St. George's, Grenada. The events left to go in this morning session. The 4x4 heats for under 17 boys and the under 17 boys long jump final. So one on track, one in the field.
So Charles's last throw, we are hearing 42.28 meters. Hasn't come up yet on the official results, but we're hearing 42.28 meters. And so she cedes her 2025 title, downgrades to silver, whereas Wilmot gets the gold.
Well, look at these medal standings, Terry, that you just sent. Trinidad and Tobago having more medals than the Bahamas at the moment. Jamaica leading at the moment, 15 gold, 16 silver, 12 bronze. Not sure after which events this tally comes from, but we'll get the updates for you.
It will be overnight.
Trinidad, they have 6 gold, 9 silver, 9 bronze for 24, and Bahamas 6 gold, 7 silver, 4 bronze for their 17 at the moment. Also have medals for Antigua, 1 gold for them, 1 bronze. Tyra Fenton responsible for that, and now Zanique Charles will add to that tally. Barbados, they have 9, 2 gold, 2 silver, 5 bronze. Bermuda with that gold and silver performance, overbridging the 100 meters. You're going to see him again later today in the 200 meters final. Curacao with a gold and bronze as well. Cayman Islands with gold in the discus and shot put at the under 17 level. They also have a bronze as well, with that bronze in the shot put for under 17 girls. French Guiana, they have a silver medal. Grenada, they have a gold, a silver, and 5 bronze medals. Smart responsible for that gold. It came in the javelin. Guyana, 3 massive gold medals on the first day. They had the under 20 girls, under 20 boys, 400 meters, and the 4x4 mixed to go along with that bronze as well. Haiti, they got their first medal as well as silver. Jamaica's Martinique comes next. They have a gold and a bronze. St. Lucia, they have a gold, a silver, and a bronze, so they have a full set. Trinidad and Tobago, as mentioned, they have 24, and Turks and Caicos Islands, they would have had that gold in the high jump. They also have a silver, and Belize, they have a gold as well that came in the long jump last evening in the under 20 girls. Brooklyn Little, I think one of the best performances of the Carifta games so far. So it's a rain break here at the Kirana James Athletic Stadium. We're going to take a short break, send you back to your respective studios. When we return, hopefully the rain will subside and we'll have competition resuming. Moment.
I'm letting you roll my music. Who do me what I do it? Do me what I do it. Don't study me, no.
Kites in the sky, families on the beach, good food, good vibes. It's the Easter season. But parents, remember this. Even on holidays, your parenting duties continues. If they're at the beach, stay within arm's reach. If they're flying kites, keep them away from the roads and electrical lines. If they're out, know where they are, who they're with, and what time they're coming home. And remember, if you're liming, somebody must stay sober to supervise. More free time means more screen time. Monitor online activity. Maintain curfews. Keep structure in place. Because safety starts at home. This Easter, let's protect what matters most. A message from the National Parenting Program, Ministry of Social and Community Development, Housing and Gender Affairs. Empowering parents, protecting children.
Relative to Caribou Corn Festival. And in December, Caribou Corn Festival is so happening in December. So a lot is going on throughout the year, and this is my Saturday.
Oh, was waiting for you. Hold a second.
Okay, so I am here with the under 17 javelin thrower who has just won herself a gold medal, Shamanda Wilmot. Shamanda, congratulations. And you seem to have left it rather late to bring that gold medal. Tell us about that event.
It's a good event to me. I've just started like last year, and to see that I come out here and I do my best in it to make my coaches and my parents happy, I'm really glad.
Okay, so your personal best would have been just over 44 meters, and having launched that one so far, I mean, you must have been excited.
Yes, I am.
All right, so there we had it, Shamanda Wilmot, another gold medal for Jamaica in the javelin throw under 17. Back up to you, Smith, and
thank you very much, Clyde. Doing a wonderful job in the rain downstairs. And we have a change in the commentary box as we say good morning for the first time to Bernard Antoine from Grenada. Welcome, sir. See him there live on the picture, joining our broadcast team for today's sessions. We just heard Shamanda Wilmot of Jamaica, the winner in the girls under 17 javelin throw competition, getting 46.39 meters on her final attempt to leapfrog Zanit Charles, who was the defending champion from Antigua and Barbuda, whose best was 46.27 meters. Bernard, last night we saw in the long jump, as I was saying to Terry earlier, as we get a look at Shamanda Wilmot for the throw that gave her that win. Last night in the long jump for under 20 girls, we saw Brooklyn Little of Belize getting that gold medal, jumping a big jump on her third attempt. And here we're seeing in the final round of the javelin, Wilmot of Jamaica doing the business to get that gold medal with that 46.39 meters. Welcome, first of all, Bernard.
Oh, well, thank you very much, and it's a pleasure to be here. I had, for the last 2 days, certainly I thought was the best view in the house, sitting in the bleachers. You will actually see the bottom of the spikes. But I tell you something, something comes out in the competitiveness when it comes down to this is my last chance. And this is exactly what happened today and yesterday. This is the last chance. I'm going to put everything in. And with the javelin in particular, the winds were like a mini storm. So to have that level of degree of control or to catch the correct flight pattern, I think she would have done quite well.
Certainly, and we are going to be getting some updated scores for the girls' heptathlon competition. Tanique Vincent, she now moves to 3,944 points, ahead of her teammate Curie Robley to 3,453 points. In third is Zaza Franz of Curacao, 3,311 points. So no changes in the top three after the fifth event, the long jump. Fourth is Jervienska Costa of Curacao, 3,257 points. Fifth, Brittany Barron of Jamaica, 3,180 points. In sixth, Inaya Nesbitt of Bahamas, 3,008 points. Seventh is Kisan John of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, 2,789 points. Eighth, Montisha St. Bernard of Grenada, 2,742 points. And ninth, Sydney Douglas of Grenada, 2,422 points. That comes after the long jump. Tanique Vincent with the best jump in that event at 5.56 meters as the rain come down once more. Costa of Curacao, the second best jump with 5.25 meters. Curie Robley of Trinidad and Tobago, 5.17 meters, was third in that event. Brittany Barron of Jamaica, fourth with 5 meters on the money. Zaza Franz of Curacao was fifth with 4.90 meters. Nesbitt of the Bahamas, 4.81 meters, was sixth. Kisan John, seventh with 4.80 meters. Eighth, Sydney Douglas of Grenada, 4.53 meters. And Montisha St. Bernard of Grenada, 4.29 meters. So that event completed. The javelin under 17 girls completed. The high jump also completed in this morning session. Zavine Bernard equaling her season's best mark of 1.78 meters. to get the better of Jacqueline Morton, the bronze medalist from last year, who upgrades to silver in 2026 with a new national record of 1.76 meters. And as Terry mentioned when he was on air, that 176 meters is not the national under 20 record alone, it's a national record overall for the British Virgin Islands, courtesy of Jacqueline Morton. As we say good morning to those listening in on CBN TV in the British Virgin Islands. Congratulations on your silver medal in the girls under 20 high jump. And third was Alexandria Komalafi of the Bahamas, 1.7 meters. Paris Roll of Bahamas was fourth, her best clearance, 1.65 meters. We also had the sprint hurdles taking place, the under 17 girls, the most recent event to be concluded. Michaela Gordon of Jamaica topping qualifying with 13.45 seconds ahead of her teammate Tashana Godfrey, 13.51. Sharifa Fernandez, the Fari of Curacao, 14.24 seconds comes next. Jayla Smith, the Bahamas, 14.29 into the finals. Chelsea Joseph of Trinidad and Tobago, 14.29 seconds, the fifth fastest in qualifying. Kineve Leping of Martinique, 14.31 seconds. And Tajanique Huggins of St. Kitts and Nevis, 14.53. Tara McLean rounds out the list of qualifiers from Barbados, 15.23 seconds. Bernard, you've seen some of the events this morning. This is the final day of competition of the Carifta Games. What event are you looking forward to most likely? That's the first question. The second question is, what event have you seen since the start of the championships that stands out in your mind?
Undoubtedly, let me start with the what one's looking forward to today. In recent times, we have seen, in my opinion, sort of a shift at our Carifta Games, certainly with the focus in part still on the sprints, but the middle and longer distances are coming to the fore. No longer you see one or two persons or a lane empty and so forth. With an 800, I am looking forward to the finals in those 800s today. The whole concept of sprinting 2 laps have changed what the 800 used to be in the past. So it's now a naked sprint for 2 laps. So one is looking forward to that. In terms of the event that would stand out, it has to be, well, there was a lot of expectation coming in. Sharona Douglas, one was expecting Shania Douglas, one was expecting to see that 10 point something. She had a poor start.
Yeah, slipped in the blocks.
Not just a bad start, a poor start. And it was quite obvious the talent of that young lady to come back to win and to win comfortably.
Yeah, certainly many persons disappointed that they didn't get a super fast time from Shania Douglas, but having looked at the replay, I don't think it was a poor start per se. It was that she slipped in the blocks, so maybe a loose block there. Goes back to her run at championships last week, where that was a bad start in my mind, got left in the blocks, still managed to run a sub 11 seconds time. So she'll be back today in the 200 meters final. 22.77 could be on the chopping block, that Shawnee Miller-Weibo record. But the conditions, though, proving to be quite not conducive, for want of a better term, for very good performances on the track. We saw that last evening as well in the 400-meter hurdles. But maybe it will improve as the day gets later, and a potential for not only a sub 23 seconds run in that under 20 girls 200 meters, but potentially a record challenge.
Yes, I share your views there. The conditions, not what you call perfect conditions, but if we are to believe what the meteorologists are saying, the whole weather is supposed to change and change significantly for the better in the latter half of the day. So one is looking forward to some good weather from about 2 o'clock. That's Eastern Caribbean time. And
we do have that big, huge break between the morning and evening session, so that sounds like good news for us.
It certainly helps. But in terms of what we can expect later on today, And these are all finals in the afternoon. Of course, this is the third and final day of this meet. And 200 meters, you have a suite of this hurdles, sprint hurdles, and then you have the 4x4 relays. And again, circling all of that, to me, I am looking forward to the 800.
Last evening, Bahamas taking 2 of those sprint relays. Trinidad won, Jamaica won. The 4x4s will be just as exciting. Any predictions you would make at this point, or you wait for at least the heats of the under 17 4x4?
Well, it'll be interesting to wait, but we have seen, certainly I have seen a glimpse of Gordon's influence coming out of Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad has come out in this edition of the Carifta to make a statement, and they have been making a statement in these Cariftas. So I wouldn't count Trinidad out in these 4x4s. I think they would give a serious challenge to the perennial contestants in Jamaica and the Bahamas. Look out for Trinidad and Tobago.
Well, I think
Gordon
for sure
influence.
Definitely, and that's something that has been said over the last probably 5-7 years or so, that the track and field, the athletics coming out of Trinidad has not developed to where it needs to get. Fortunately, on the world scene, Jerome Richards is keeping that hope alive for the Trinidadians, and now good to see Jehu Gordon, the Olympian, adding back, giving back of his time in serving the association there. And as you mentioned, clearly his touch on what is happening to kind of get that growth going once more, because a competitive region makes Carifta Games, for example, very exciting.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the right across the entire span of all the events that we would have witnessed so far, there is a new energy coming out of Trinidad and Tobago. And as you rightly said, a strong Trinidad and Tobago makes a huge difference at our Carifta, at our presence on the world stage. And this is what we are looking forward to. Smaller islands, they are catching up. They are doing a lot. We would like to see Dominica, for example, come more to the forefront. But the other islands are certainly catching up big time.
Well, Dominica getting a medal, a gold medal last evening through Addison James. The javelin throw wasn't the best conditions to throw in, as you alluded to earlier, but they managed to get that goal. He is the defending champion.
He is.
Addison James. So good to see that they would have medaled. I think as well, there has been some development in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. They not only just more athletes coming through at the Carifta Games, sending larger teams. They would have had their all-weather track installed about 2 or 3 years now, and that should lend to greater improvement of the sport there. And significantly, something that I think that cannot be overlooked is the improvement in coaching. So coaching education helps, and we have seen that in Jamaica, for example, we have the GC Foster College. They have turned out a number of coaches across multiple disciplines, and you have seen where schools who in the past would not have been competitive or have athletes who would have been competitive in an event, that has now changed because those athletes are benefiting from the improvement in the coaching training, and other Caribbean territories are sending their students here to learn their training and studying at the GC Foster College, and they're now imparting that knowledge back in their own territories, and some of the evidence were even at Skirtings.
I'm saying you can. There's a template college that has this in New York that is as in a factory. It's not a factory. There is a system that can be copied. There is a template that one can use. One thing that's bothering, though, certainly from my perspective, is the false stats. I've seen it right throughout the year, certainly in Grenada here. You've seen the false stat, not in the traditional events. You expect the adrenaline to be at the top in terms of the short sprints and so on. But you have seen that go right through the 400 meters, the 800, 1500 meters false stat. What do you think is attributing to this?
Well, the thing is that, an athlete, what they do on the track is normally what they would have been doing in training. So if you don't address certain things from the training ground, you're likely to make an error when it comes on to competition. And I think if you look globally, most of these athletes, they're trained to understand how to react to the gun, not to react before the gun, but on the gun or after the gun. So maybe that needs to be the case where, there's more time and effort spent on getting athletes to relax and understand how the starting process works so that they don't pick. Is systems, they're in some countries, the systems from time to time are, it's not just one thing that could be leading to the false starts. I remember Leslie, when he was on air with us last 2 days, he mentioned during your high school championships some weeks ago, there was a number of false starts. Interestingly, that at the end of that broadcast, I think it was Saturday, we were down by the media room, and there were some gentlemen from the defense force outside, and they were having a conversation, and the very same thing that came up there, because one of the Grenadians, I think 2 Grenadians would have false started earlier in the day, and they said, listen, there's the same thing that happened at the high school championships, and it's being repeated here. So clearly, in my mind, that's going to be speaking to something that needs to be addressed from the training ground.
You're absolutely correct. Because when it comes to elite competition, and certainly this is what Carifta is, you really want to see the best of the best competing.
Because it does take away from the event when, for example, you go back to Daegu 2011 World Championships, you're seeing both favorite to win that 100 meters. False starts out of the race, makes way for Johan Blake, the youngest world champion over the 100 meters at that time. But the race would have lost the big name, so
and the build-up.
And the build-up as well. So similarly here at the Carifta Games, when there are rivalries established or matchups expected, and you have a false starts and one of the key persons in that matchup is out, the crowd is like, why did I bother to come here? And that's something that you don't want. So it's something that you really would have to work on from the training ground so that it's not a habit that repeats often or whenever the athlete comes to the competition area.
And you rightly said it. And what you do in your training, what you do when you're practicing, what you do when you are not competing, this is what you put into practice.
Certainly, as we get a live shot there, the competition has resumed now with the long jump for under 17 boys, event number 5. One of the longest records on the card, 7.83 meters by the Caymanian Kareem Street Thompson. And we have 11 competitors. We have gone through flight 1 already. Flight 2 has commenced. We have Randall Monroe of St. Lucia to 6.52 meters, but the lead is Michael Paul, the man who won bronze last year in this event. He leads after his first round jump of 6.93 meters ahead of tall Sean Edwards of Jamaica, 6.58 meters. And as mentioned, that 6.52 by Randall Monroe in round 2 puts him now third. So on the runway, that would have been the Guyanese, Gerald Campbell. He's in fourth at the moment, 6.4 meters, his mark from round one. He's waiting mark for round two. And that battle between Michael Paul and Talshawn Edwards could be an interesting one. Talshawn Edwards, by the way, would have been over 7 meters already. Paul comes in with this season 6.96 meters, a 7-meter jumper himself.
Yes.
So that battle expected to set the stage for this under 17 boys long jump competition.
Well, 7.83 meters, that old record from since 1989.
Yes.
We would love to see some serious challenge to this, but nobody's close to that this year. Certainly not in this field.
Goes to show you the type of athlete that Kareem Street Thompson is. Has a few records at the Carifta Games and long-standing records at that. So these are not going to be easy records to break. And take...
Again, it says a lot for...
Takes exceptional talent to get to these marks.
Exceptional, but in my league, this 7.83 would stand anywhere.
It would, certainly would. Don't have a lot of 8-meter jumpers in the Caribbean at the under 20 level. You have a few. So jumping close to 7.9, 7.8, quite something.
There's a Guyanese competitor there. That's Campbell. Run right through.
It's actually Omari Welsh, the second Guyanese, so they jump behind each other.
It is Welsh. These games are under 20, and sometimes the quality that we see in terms of the times and the distances, we forget that this is a competition amongst young people because the standard is so high.
So, you've seen live pictures of the only action taking place at the moment at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium. Carifta Games final day, the long jump for under 17 boys on. Competition, another big jump from him. Pole runway from Turks and Caicos Islands. Dylan Gardner of Turks and
it's very interesting layout of these. Yeah.
And speak to their coaches also
touching distance.
On the stands trying to distract.
Well, it really gives you a different feel.
6.29 meters for the man from Turks and Caicos Islands.
0.25, so he would have achieved his first objective. This is what you want to do, and then keep progressing.
Sean Edwards, second triple jump. Second at the moment. Maker Nader was in that triple jump as well.
3.37, but it's all
from our vantage point, which is good news for us. Has him in 6th position. So the mark about to be shown, 6.38 meters. So 6.38 meters for Slater. That moves him into 5th position.
It's the right trajectory.
Yes, improvement of 1 spot. Next on the runway from Barbados, Tyrrell Clark. Seated mark of 6.61 meters. Steers down the runway. Now drives down it at full speed. Lovely on the board.
It looks like a foul jump. Let's see.
It's good on the board, you know. The white flag goes up, so very good use of the board.
It is. And one would have taken some heart from the last Olympic, but the Caribbean did quite well in the field events.
Yes, certainly, as we see some fans from the Bahamas wearing blue today.
They really don't need much to get excited.
They had a fun time last night, I can tell you.
Oh, they still have 2 days.
Yes.
One day.
So Tyrrell at the moment had a foul in round 1. So 6 meters on the money. 6.00 meters for him. That puts him just about 8th at the moment in the competition. On the runway now, the final jumper for round 2. That's Caden Miller of the Bahamas. His seeded mark 6.57 meters. Hurries down the runway, gets the red flag foul for him.
Yeah, big foul too it was. Called very early.
So he remained in 9th position.
So you know, the Bahamian representative, and that's Pratt. He's up next.
So he has a seeded mark of 6.54 meters. Shea Pratt of the Bahamas. At the moment, he had a foul. 2 fouls, as a matter of fact. So similar to Brooklyn Little last evening of Belize, he needs to make it or break it here, and he'll hope that it's the foul and the top 18 6 meters.
Pratt is one of those multi-skilled or even persons. He was in the high jump.
Not that I can recall. Okay. Behind, wait and see. The white flag goes up for him.
Jumping the jump quite well, 6.54, season's best. See what he brings to the table here. At the end of the first round of jumping.
So the mark about to be shown for Shea Pratt. No improvement for him, 5.55 meters. So he'll exit the competition. Just not good enough. Maybe the conditions, that mark, just not good enough as mentioned to get him into the top 8.
Yeah, it's a wet track.
This man was in the high jump. Randall of St. Lucia. He's currently sitting in the bronze medal position with a best of 6.52 meters.
It's not unusual to have.
Behind the board again, safe jump for him. Not too happy though.
Yeah, he would have missed the board completely. So it's not unusual to have jumpers doing both high jump and long jump.
Or long jump, triple jump, or long jump sprinters.
Yeah. It's quite common actually.
So missed the medal. He was expected to medal in the high jump last evening, on the first day of competition. And not able to get that medal. Was 4th. He's in the bronze medal position now and want to at least stay there to secure a medal.
Yeah, one recall 3 years ago now, might have been 3 or 4 years ago, Javon Harrison coming out of the US and the NCAAs. He had some difficulty deciding where he wanted to land.
Ended up doing both. 6.04, as you said, Bernard, for Monroe, so no improvement for him. The 6.52 from round 2, sufficient to keep him in that bronze medal position at the moment, as we see Jarrell Campbell next on the runway, the man from Guyana. They have been having a decent championships, and hopefully...
Oh, I would have thought they had a very good first day.
Very, very good first day. 3 gold medals. 3 very good gold medals. One had a record, the 4x4 mixed. Storms down the runway. Little behind the board. Gets out of the pit quickly. White flag raised for him. His mark registered so far has him in 4th position, 6.44 meters. Seeded mark. None coming in.
These are young men. Just as a reminder, you're looking at the boys long jump at under 17. Can I get a reading? Uh, 6.12.
The second of the two Guyanese on the runway now. That's Omari Welch. He's lying in 7th position with 6.06 meters. That's his best. Picture of focus here, trying to block out all the distractions. Omari Welch going his under 17 long jump final. If you're just joining our coverage here of the Carifta Games 2026, the 53rd staging of the Carifta Games, welcome to the broadcast. We had a slight rain delay, but we continue with the under 17 boys long jump. Again, just the tip of his toe making its way on the board.
And I tell you something, the scheduling of these events to have a showcase at this time, it's a good thing for the sport. It's not all about track. Feel competitive. They have been doing well. And they're raising the flag right across the world.
6.14 meters then for Omari Welch. He remains in 7th position, but it's an improvement on his previous best mark of 6.06 meters. As the camera pans on the leader in the competition, that's Michael Paul of Trinidad and Tobago. 6.93 meters is lead, done in round number 1. Had a foul in round number 2 with what appeared to be a huge jump as well.
I still think he remains an odds on favorite to win this event.
So 7.03 at his best. Paul storms down the runway. Lovely use of the board there. They're going to take a look. Maybe a red flag. Said this last evening. The 2 times before now that I've seen the official go across to check the replay of the jump where the leg lands or the foot lands, comes up with a red flag, and there it goes again, 3rd time in a row.
And the way it is done to ensure having a look on the camera, this is ensuring that you get this right. Well,
so he's nearing a big one again. Michael Paul just need to get that foot better on the board. The fact, though, that the officials have to be looking at the review of it shows how close to perfection he is on the board.
He came in as one of the favorites, and must be the pressure of Edwards getting to him.
Dylan Gardner next of Turks and Caicos Islands. He's on the runway now. His best mark so far, 6.29 meters. He's in 6th position.
He's going in the right trajectory. He has been improving.
5.85, 6.29. What will he give us here in round number 3. It's the third round of the under-17 boys long jump final. We have had the under-20 girls high jump concluded, the javelin for under-17 girls concluded, the sprint hurdle semifinals. So under-20 boys, under-20 girls, and under-17 girls, under-17 boys appears to be a straight final as Gardner runs down the runway. Behind the board once more. Flat on his stomach. Doesn't happen. We also had the conclusion of the long jump in the girls' heptathlon competition. So it has been quite the morning so far, quite active. It's a short session. But at the same time, we have had a rain delay as well. The rain, for the most part, has subsided.
This one is expecting some 5 point something meters. It really wasn't a big jump.
6.18 meters for Gardner, no improvement for him. And a replay there of Michael Paul's jump. Kind of hard to say if he touched the plasticine from this angle, but I'll tell you this, that was almost perfect use of the board from the Trinidadian.
Well,
Talshawn Edwards on the runway in second at the moment. 6.58 meters is best.
Sydney had the benefit of the replay. Ruled that a foul. With the naked eyes, it presents a differently sort of. But here's Edwards.
Behind the board once more for Edwards. He won't be too happy with that jump.
It's quite unlikely it's an improvement on this 6.48. Let's see.
Getting sand on the official as well. He has a bright smile on his face though. I guess that's one of the things with the pit being so close to the stands and not a lot of space in between for officials to stand. So I guess that's the only downside, Bernard.
Well, the jumpers might tell you this is exactly what they wanted to get back at the officials. So let's see what Edwards would have come up with here.
6.51 meters it comes back at, not an improvement for him. Get the feeling that if he starts making use of the board, he'll get a better mark to challenge Michael Paul of Trinidad and Tobago, who has had two jumps ruled fouls that appear to be massive jumps, at least from our angle. The man from St. Vincent and the Grenadines now on the runway. He has 2 fouls in the competition. That's Evante Niblet. Is this a safe jump for him now?
Very,
it is.
Very, very, very conservative jump. He wanted to get a mark on. He wanted to keep his name in the competition, and he would have done so here.
Well, let's see, because if he doesn't jump further than 6 meters, he's not going to advance or continue in the competition. 8th place at the moment is 6.00 meters, that by Tyrrell Clark of Barbados.
I think he would be challenged to get a 6 meters.
5.49 meters. So he missed as a mark competition, which is good for him. He'll definitely be able to improve and come back next time around. Young Niblet of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. 5.49, he'll end in 11th position.
Here's Slater next.
Tevon Slater now of Grenada. 7th in the triple jump final. Currently lying in 5th position. 6.38 meters is best. Behind the board again, Bernard.
Yeah. It seems to be a game of inches. We can get close behind board. Not utilizing the assistance that the board gives.
One of the things that you notice from time to time with the younger athletes, is that when it comes on to the long jump or triple jump, the both horizontal jumps, is that they tend to look down when they get close to the board, as opposed to some of our senior professional athletes that they know the number of steps most of the time to the board. So by the time they're expected to be at the board, they're on the board almost sometimes to perfection, or at least the middle part of the board is caught to get them a good jump using its assistance. But the juniors, not yet for the most part at that point. 6.12 meters the mark for Slater, so no improvement for him. He remained in 5th position. So it takes time for athletes to learn how to do that, and that could potentially be one of the reasons that's impacting some of these athletes jumping from behind the board.
Yes, it's all about getting in the work, and it's not a usual thing to have jumping meets. It's easier to have a running meet here and there. Heck, here's the athlete here.
Tyrrell Clark of Barbados, he's in 8th position. Only one athlete can leapfrog him at this point. He gets the white flag. Caden Miller of the Bahamas can leapfrog him. He's in 9th. Clark is in 8th.
Clark is in 8th at 6 meters, almost on the dime. Hey, it would be good to see some meets that just concentrate on field events, because you need the practice. You need to have these competitions and performing on some sort of a competition to get used to. In the long, for example, hitting the boards.
6.18 meters, so an improvement for Clark in round number 3. That puts him to 7th position now. So Omari Welsh of Guyana at 6.14 meters will now have to hope that Caden Miller of the Bahamas doesn't go beyond 6.14 meters. And Miller of Bahamas, he's now on the runway for his 3rd round attempt. 5.89 meters he has done so far. Prior to Tyrrell's last jump, it was a easier task to potentially maneuver. Needed 11 centimeters to get to 6 meters. Now he needs much more than that. He needs to go beyond 6.14 meters. 6.15 or better, and he's in the top 8.
Yeah, we mentioned before that these jumpers tend to jump in pairs or triplets. Miller is a triple jumper also.
Fifth in the triple jump, Caden Miller. 6.43, his personal best. Seeded mark 6.57, likely wind aided or no wind indicated. Looks down the runway.
This is to get into the finals.
It's
a foul jump, a big foul jump. So there's no improvement here.
So Miller ends with one legal mark, 5.89 meters. So we know our top 8 after 3 rounds of jumping in this under 17 boys long jump final. Michael Paul of Trinidad and Tobago, 6.93 meters, leads them all. Tal Sean Edwards of Jamaica, 6.58 meters in 2nd. Randall Monroe of St. Lucia is in 3rd at 6.52 meters. 4th, Jarrell Campbell of Guyana, 6.44 meters. 5th, Tevon Slater of Grenada, 6.38 meters. 6th is Dylan Gardner of the Turks and Caicos Islands at 6.29 meters. 7th, Tyrrell Clark of Barbados, 6.18 meters. And 8th, Omari Welsh of Guyana, his best mark, 6.14 meters. Those are the top 8. They'll be afforded a further 3 jumps in competition here in the under 17 boys long jump action.
Yeah, interesting to note right at the top of the top 3. Then a runaway leader. So this is going to be quite competitive in the end. Certainly among the top 3 as it presents now.
So you'll have a little break in competition for the officials to do the reordering of the athletes. Of course, they're jumping in reverse order from 8th to 1st for the next 3 rounds.
Yeah, we were talking briefly just now in terms of how many of the young men are missing the board. Of course, it's under 17, but competition is what gives you the confidence to take that extra leap. And really, there's a need. There's something that is shouting out to get some more competition amongst these. Certainly jumpers, period. Triple jump, high jump, long jump. whereas it's more common you would see track meets.
Yeah, the field events tend to get overlooked mostly. It's a very interesting topic because for the most part, a track event, it's one race and that's it. For field events, you have multiple rounds. If it's the horizontal jumps, for example, or the throws, and for the vertical jumps, it could go on forever. I was making the point yesterday with the pole vault in the decathlon at the World Championships and the Olympics. For the past two major championships, 2024 and 2025, the pole vault on the Sunday morning tends to go up until almost the start of the evening session on the same day. So most persons, if they don't love the sport, they're not going to sit around to watch that unless, of course, there's a potential for a record, and that doesn't happen so often for the multis. Maybe if Mondo Duplantis is jumping, though, everybody's going to remain in the stands as we see a furry visitor there.
Yeah, there's a friendly wag of the tail, so
yeah.
I guess all is well. But I think it was at the Olympics in Japan where we had a tie at the
Tambiri and Mustafa Bashim.
That was some competition.
It was.
It was. One had to be glued and fixed to your TV screen looking at that competition. So really, for the people who like the sport, it's the best thing. But there's still some work to be done to get more people, more spectators, more fans involved in these field events.
Yeah, and what some countries have started to do, and I know, for example, in Jamaica, the throwers, they have created a series of meets that they have just throwing events, and that has a large following as well. Maybe for persons who are interested in seeing the other events in the field, they could do something similar. But it does take investment. It does take someone to love the sport enough to separate the field or to give more prominence to the field events than as opposed to what they get when it's twinned with the track events. And I, as an announcer, sometimes get the stick for failing to, give prominence to the field events. But that's a discussion for another day, I tell you.
I've heard those accusations.
It's not the easiest thing when you have so many track events going back to back to back, and you can hardly get a chance to focus on the field events. As you see here at the Carifta Games, we are now able to give more attention to the field events just because of how the schedule is. So that helps as well.
Yes, it does. You see, foundation is important, and you will attend these meets of primary schools and pre-primary schools. There are absolutely no jumping events. It just doesn't exist, and it has to start.
It has to start.
That's where the level has. This is where it has to start from. You start those young people, those very young people, jumping. Whether it's, as we used to call it in the old days, broad jump. Get interested. They started it in terms of the javelin and the discus with throwing a cricket ball.
Yeah.
So at least there is some introduction. Where the jump that's almost totally vacant.
So you're tuning into live coverage of the 53rd staging of the Carifta Games right here in St. George's, Grenada. It's the fourth time that the country of Grenada is hosting the games, 2000, 2016, 2024, and now in 2026. I was told the last time it was held here in 2024, it rained some of the days as well.
Yes, we like to term it showers of blessing. If things goes according to plan today, we would have had enough of those blessings for the rest of the meet.
Certainly so, as we are going to get the restart of the under-17 boys long jump. The reordering has been completed, and the man from Guyana, Omari Welch, will start things off. 6.14 meters, his best so far. That was achieved in the previous round number 3. So he's heading in the right direction, Omari Welch.
So you'll be traded at 24 jumps, and this really should put a lid on their activities on the track and on the field for this morning session and this final day.
We're still awaiting word as to whether the 4x400 meters for under 17 boys heats will still be run. We had 9 teams declared for that heats.
It's going to be quite interesting.
Usually from time to time you will have a team dropping out. We saw, interestingly, last evening with the 4x1 for under 20 boys as we await Omari Welch. I'll say that after Omari Welch of Guyana comes down the runway, first jump in round number 4. Good use of the board.
Good use of the board.
Improvement for him. He'll get the white flag. He's shaking his head though, as to say that not too happy with it.
Well, his best jump to date is 6.14.
He'll be hoping for an improvement. To trouble the medals, he'll need 6.53 or greater. That's the mark that has Randall Monroe of St. Lucia in 3rd. The mark about to be shown for Omari Welch as we get round number 4 actions. It's 5.74 meters, it appears. So that's not an improvement for him.
Yeah, he's going in the wrong direction. It's 5.74.
5.74. So that won't affect anyone else in the competition. Tyrrell Clarkner of Barbados had that improved jump in round number 3 at 6.18 meters. He's on the runway to take his round number 4 jump. I remember to make the point about the 4x1 last evening after the conclusion of Tyrrell's jump.
It's good use of the board too.
Very good use of the board. The official
didn't seem to get much distance, no height. He has a season's best of 6.61. So we know he has the talent and certainly the capacity to improve on his 6.14.
And that 6.61 is also his personal best as well. So the point I was making regarding the 4x1 is that they had heats for the 4x1 under 20 boys yesterday afternoon, but in the final, one team did not show that would have qualified from the heats. So it goes to show that certain things are a little fluid as well, and we are waiting for confirmation of whether the 4x4 for under 17 boys, which should have been 2 heats, as we had 9 teams declared, and we're waiting to see if that will be run. Chances are maybe there's 8 teams reporting or less than the 9 teams declared reporting at the call room, and that would mean that we'll go to a straight final.
Oh, I think I missed the mark for Clark.
Oh, Clark's mark, dead on 6 meters, 6.00 meters. That would be a foul though for the man from Turks and Caicos, Dylan Gardner. Well over the board.
Yeah, well, Clark didn't improve.
Neither did Tyrrell.
So the first 3 jumpers in this final round, they have not done themselves any better coming into these final jumps.
No, the
man from Grenada is up next. That's Slater.
Yes, Slater. He's in 5th position at the moment. 6.38 meters is best. Looking to bring some further joy to Grenada at these championships. 1 gold medal to their name, the host team.
Yeah, but they went to bed smiling last night, I would think.
With that bronze in the 4x4. Also got bronze in the high jump as well last evening. The target 6.53 or better. Behind the board once more. Not generating a lot of lift though. The momentum is good coming down the board for these jumpers, Bernard, but no lift.
He'll be challenged to get a better jump here.
That's going to be seems as if he leaned back because that mark is much closer to the edge of the pit.
Oh, this is a 5.
So it's not going to be an improvement for Tevon Slater of Grenada, who since his second round attempt at 6.38 has repeated 6.12 meters, which he did in the first round, and again in the third round. This looks like a 4. Official having a nice time, their warm time, 4.72. 4.72 meters for Slater of Grenada.
This is where you take the deliberate foul to keep that 4.72 off the books.
Now on the runway, Gerald Campbell of Guyana sits outside the medals, 6.44 meters, 8 centimeters off 6.52. And based on his count back, if he jumps 6.52, he will be in the bronze position.
Yeah.
He gets the lift this time, though.
Yeah, but behind Gerald the ball Campbell again.
And he's not happy about that, but
it's a better jump.
It is a better jump from his last one at 6.12. Will it go up to the 6.44 though that he did in round 1? I was making the point that if Campbell goes up to 6.52 meters, which is the same as Randall Monroe of St. Lucia, he'll be in the bronze medal position by virtue of countback 6.33, 6.12 as opposed to Randall's 6.04 and 5.19. Not sure what is happening here. Field referee having a look at something. And in the wings, the man Randall Monroe, who sits in the bronze medal position, awaits his turn.
Well, seems to be something with the measuring tape.
It seems like it would have tore from the stick.
It couldn't be that serious. Somebody's having a laugh about something. But in the meantime, you're not missing any action, neither on the track nor the field. Because we're in a slight holding pattern to get a final score of that last jump. And we're still waiting on official words as to what happens with the scheduled heats, the 4x4 under 17 boys.
So still waiting for that measurement to be taken as they look to get a replacement measurement tape measure. One has come to the fore now.
I think the debate is, should we have a new starting mark or get a brand new tape? The results should be the same.
Well, not necessarily, because implements are supposed to be certified. So I think that may be the concern that they're having.
You're absolutely correct there.
They're going to go with a regular tape measure, but if a record happens, you're going to need to get a steel tape involved. I want to say a good morning to persons tuning into the broadcast across the Caribbean region and across the globe. Cable Bahamas out of the Bahamas, CBC TV in Barbados, CBN TV of the British Virgin Islands, GBN TV right here in Grenada, Television Jamaica TVJ in Jamaica, Helen TV in St. Lucia, and of course our wider international audiences using the various digital streaming platforms, Flow Track if you're in the USA or Canada, or on the World Athletics platforms. Say a good morning to you. It's the third and final day of the Carifta Games 2026, the 53rd staging. The NACAC Congress also ongoing. We'll hear momentarily or sometime later on today who the next host of the games will be. We'll also have the Austin Celia awardee later on tonight at the end of the games. A few names already in contention. The man Tariq Vincent in the decathlon, 6,824 points, which is the tied third best
in the world.
Mark in the world this year. So that puts him in the conversation. Tyra Fenton of Antigua and Barbuda has already earned 2 medals of the 3 she's trying to earn. Bronze in the 400, which was her pet event, 1 gold last year, 1 gold in the 100. She has a 200 later on. 6.19 meters for Jarrell Campbell of Guyana. So no improvement for him, but he continues to keep a consistent series.
Yeah.
Wait now to see if there's going to be any other athlete who puts themselves in the conversation by the end of the night's proceedings.
And we certainly would have had some good showings. And the conversation will continue around the multidisciplinary athletes. It's not the easiest thing to do at that level.
It's not, as we see Randall Monroe, St. Lucia on the runway. 6.52 meters is best, keeps him in the bronze medal position. He's looking for an improvement. Talshon Edwards in sight, but that won't do it. He gets the white flag nonetheless. Thought he was good on the board, but just never generated any lift.
He aborted his run almost as he got to the board. Just ended up walking through.
Talshon Edwards, the man in the silver medal position at the moment, he'll go next.
And maybe Edwards is his biggest challenger to our current leader from out of Trinidad and Tobago. That's Paul.
And Bernard, confirmation coming that the boys under 17 4x400 meters relay is now a straight final. So the boys under 17 long jump competition is the final action on this morning session.
It's a short session, but very competitive short session.
It is. This is Talshon Edwards of Jamaica, silver medalist in the triple jump, turning to the crowd asking for their support. Sometimes when I see athletes do this, the crowd sometimes just doesn't clap in the same rhythm. And sometimes the rhythm that they started with, which is correct, ends up changing to a different rhythm as he motors down the runway. Good on the board here for Edwards.
Full use of the board. And that's what we want to see.
Gets the white flag, turns back. He has a look at the officials. He looks at the mark.
Didn't get a lot of height or lift, but certainly in terms of the usage of the board.
Having a word with his coach at the moment. He'll be hoping for an improvement on his 6 meters and 58 as Michael Paul waits in the background of the shot. The Trinidadian leads the competition with 6.93 meters done on his first attempt. He has had 2 falls since. It's a big one for Edwards, it would appear.
Well, he's certainly has walked away looking happy.
6.52 meters, so it's not an improvement. 6 centimeters less than his best mark of 6.58 meters. So a consistent series for Talshon Edwards. 6.58, 6.48, 6.51, and 6.52. This is the leader in the competition, Michael Paul of Trinidad and Tobago.
It's sick with 6.93. Here's Paul.
Yeah.
Oh, and he's going to stay 6.93. In fact, his last 3 jumps, they've all been fall jumps.
Falls. That one, he thought to himself that, hey, I'm still leading the competition. Let me just waste this jump. But seemed as if something was off in that run, the latter part of that run towards the board for Paul, and just decided to run through instead.
Yeah, somebody's keeping scores. and to conserve the energy maybe for the final jump.
And getting a message here that with regard to athletes asking for support from the fans, some athletes choose not to get that support. It can be a distraction for them. So I guess it depends on what you feel for.
Yeah, sometimes you're so zoned in, you don't want any distraction whatsoever.
This is round number 5 about to begin. Omari Welch of Guyana, 6.14 meters, his best mark still. That came in round number 3. Down the runway he goes. Good use of the board as well. But he's not happy. Hands on head.
Looks like
gets a white flag. I'll tell you this, if it's a foul, the red flag is going to go up immediately. Or if you see the official starts walking across to look at that replay, it's likely going to be judged a foul. So Welch is waiting for his mark to be measured. But similar to the previous round, where it had measured 5.74, that mark there that is being measured appears to be an indentation that he made with his hand.
Oh, I think you are correct. Because that's not a long distance here.
So the mark for Omari Welch comes back at 4.91 meters. So
I think you're absolutely correct in terms of where the measuring, what constituted the measuring point. It must have been his hands.
Which explains why immediately he put his hands on his head. As we see the Barbadian Tyrrell Clark getting ready for his 5th round jump. Round number 5 of action, the boys under 17 long jump competition.
No, it just doesn't look right here.
Yeah, something went off with the run. He was in full speed, appeared to have eased up a bit, and then last minute decided, well, I'm going to just take off.
Yeah, it wasn't a smooth technical competence in the jump as one is used to with long jumpers. These young men probably getting tired.
It's a possibility as well.
There's a man from Turks and Caicos now.
Dylan Gardner. He's in the 6th position. 6.29 meters. Still his best mark. That came in round number 2. He has had 5.85 meters and 6.18 meters as well. Plus a foul in the previous round. Clark, by the way, would have fouled his 5th round attempt.
Here's Gardner.
Behind the board once more for Gardner of Turks and Caicos Islands.
I think he'd be challenged to get a better jump than his 6.29. Certainly doesn't look it with the naked eyes.
He awaits the measurement now.
This is day number 3, 53rd Carifta Games.
6.22 meters for Gardner. Not an improvement though. So he remained in 6th position.
6.22. It's a better mark than a pair with the naked eyes though.
Tevon Slater of Grenada, he goes next in 5th. Remind you, the medal position 6.93, 6.58 and 6.52 meters. Those are the marks that the competitors have that have placed them in the medal positions. Paul, Edwards and Monroe, 1st to 3rd respectively.
So Slater has to do better than 6.38, which is his best jump for the day, if he wants to get in on amongst those medals. It's not good enough to be close.
He'll want to give the early morning fans something to cheer about here. Slater. Good use of the board. Got some distance as well. You can hear some cheers in the background as well. Gets the white flag.
It's a much better jump. Much better jump.
So Slater, 6.38 meters as mentioned. At least he'll want to jump or go further like 6.45, which would take him into fourth position, or 6.53, which would move him into the bronze medal position.
Really, it is a game of inches in the end.
So he goes 6.22 meters as well.
6.22, no improvement there from his best jump.
And that was the same mark as Gardner from Turks and Caicos Islands on the previous jump. What will Jarrell Campbell do? This is his fifth round attempt, 6.44 meters, sitting outside the medals at the moment, 8 centimeters behind. Third place at the moment is Jarrell Campbell of Guyana.
Campbell has been jumping 6 or 6 about right throughout. Let's see what he does here. It's a matter of getting into the medals. It's a penultimate jump.
Behind the board again for Campbell. The white flag raised for him.
Had some height, so let's see where he landed. Doesn't look too pleased though. It's an indication that maybe he didn't think it was enough.
So 6.43 meters for Campbell, 1 centimeter off his best mark to date, which is 6.44.
Certainly looked better than it. It measured better than it looked.
Now the man in the bronze medal position, Randall Monroe of St. Lucia. Sure Terry Finisterre is somewhere close by.
6.52. He can consolidate his position here, going better than 6.52. St. Lucia is up next.
Monroe down the runway, behind the board, but got some distance with that jump. Fourth place finisher in the high jump competition. He gets the white flag as well. He wants more than 652.
Looks a good jump. In terms of distance, you really want to keep that momentum. It's one jump to come.
Get that tape measure as straight and flat as possible.
It is a game of inches in the end. Still do the old-fashioned way. Oh, it's a big one.
6.60 meters for Monroe. Puts him in the silver medal position at the moment.
It's a big one. St. Lucia.
He leapfrogs Talshon Edwards of Jamaica, who is now on the runway.
Mm-hmm. It's the man from Jamaica, Edwards now. He's up next. Still leads the competition though.
Well, he's in third now.
Third position now.
Remember the Trinidadian leads.
Yes, that's Paul.
Picture of focus is Edwards psyching himself up as he gets ready to go down the runway. He knows that he's now in the bronze medal position and occupied the silver medal position since round 1.
He needs a big one.
Gets the height here. Gets some sand in the air as well.
Well,
gets the white flag, which is most important, but will it put him back in the silver or gold medal position?
He had a bit of the board too. So that amounts to technically a good jump. Competition is heating up here. The sand pit of the long jump for boys under 17. It's a final competition for the morning session. So somebody's happy.
He's having a time. The mark about to be shown. 6.71 meters. And Tashawn Edwards of Jamaica goes back into that silver medal position.
It is a big one. The competition is heating up here.
Would love to see Randall Monroe's reaction here as you await Michael Paul's 5th round jump.
Well, Michael Paul needs any jump. He just needs a legal jump.
Yeah, no legal marks since his first attempt, that 6.93. Sometimes all you need is just that one big jump.
It's a game of inches.
And Michael Paul asking for the support of the spectators here. Many have stayed this morning to support the long jumpers in this under 17 final.
There's your leader.
Behind the board, it's a safe jump though, and it looks big too.
Safe jump and a big distance behind the board.
Gets the white flag.
This would be enough for him going into his last jump. This is confident booster here. Just to get something. Anything. Let's see if he has extended his lead. Remember, he's sitting at 6.93.
Not able to see here.
So all the sixes.
6.66 for Michael Paul registers another legal mark.
So he maintained his lead, didn't extend it. But he's still our leader.
So that ends round number 5. Round number 6 about to get on the way. The final round of the under 17 boys long jump competition. This is Omari Welch of Guyana. His last 2 jumps have been below 6 meters. 6 meters and 14. That's 6.14 meters. His best mark to date.
This is a do or die. He had an obvious error with his hand in the last jump. It's a bit of a control now. There is Guyana.
Looks better. Still not happy though. White flag comes up.
No. He is not a happy camper. He'll be challenged to improve on his 6.14.
So he wants to move up. But based on that reaction, let's see if he does. 6 meters on the money. 6.00. So Omari Welch of Guyana will end in 8th position with a best of 6.14 meters.
How is the man from Barbados? That's Clark.
Tyrrell Clark, 6.18 meters. That mark came in round number 3. He's in 7th position, well outside the medals now.
I was very unhappy with his last jump. Let's see if there's any improvement here.
But I tell you this, if he jumps his personal best of 6.61 meters, he'll be in the bronze medal position. This is Clark, speeding down the runway. Goes right through this time, but over the board. Red flag goes for him, so he'll not be able to improve his best in this competition. He ends with 6.18 meters and a 7th place finish at these Carifta Games.
And again, he looked technically ruffled right at the end of his run. He's slowing down considerably and ended up fouling his last jump.
The man from Turks and Caicos Islands, Dylan Gardner, sitting in the 6th position at the moment. 6.29 meters, done in round number 2. He's next on the runway. The final round of jumping, boys under 17 long jump. It's by my watch midday here in Grenada.
This midday, he has been fairly consistent. Let's see if there's any improvement here.
Behind the board.
Way behind the board. That's not going to cut it.
White flag goes up for him.
And as you alluded to earlier, he is jumping with his eyes on the board. He had that big look down and he missed it.
We have seen some interesting last-minute efforts already at these games. Will we be seeing something exciting in this boys under 17 long jump? 5.72 meters then for Gardner of the Turks and Caicos Islands.
Yes, it does reflect the technical cumbersome execution in the end there.
Now, Tevon Slater, Grenada's medal hope in this competition. He's in 5th position. He has to jump 6.61 or better to be in a medal position.
Or do better than 6.38 to come out walking, not with a medal, but with head high.
Good use of the board for the Grenadian.
Got a bit of a height too.
White flag goes up for him.
This should be in and around the 6.3, 6.4 mark, one would think.
The final round of jumping. Tevon Slate of Grenada, the most recent jumper, about to get his mark. 5.97 meters.
Oh, that's a rare.
So he'll finish in 5th position. So from 8 through to 5, that's 8th position to the 5th position. No changes there coming into round number 6. No changes after they would have jumped. Now, Gerald Campbell of Guyana, the only man that can disturb the youngsters who have been holding the medal position since round 1. Will Gerald Campbell be given an invitation to get into the medal party?
Well, he had a good jump of 6.44 earlier.
He'll need much more than that on this final round. 6.61 meters or better.
He's getting some assistance from his competitor too.
Here comes Campbell. Oh, that's a foul.
That's a big foul.
So, invitation rescinded for Gerald Campbell of Guyana. He'll end in 4th position with 6.44 meters as his best. So we now know the medalists. The question is, what colors will they get? Randall Monroe of St. Lucia, Sean Edwards of Jamaica, and Michael Paul of Trinidad and Tobago are the medalists in the under-17 boys long jump competition. They'll have their final jumps coming up now to determine the color of those medals. This is Randall Monroe of St. Lucia.
best jump of 6.60. St. Lucia's on the clock.
Which was a previous round as well, Bernard.
And he looked good in his last jump. Monroe did.
So he goes one place higher than he finished in the high jump, giving St. Lucia another medal.
The land of Julian Alfred.
So that will give St. Lucia their fourth medal, I believe, of the games. They have a suite of medals, 1 gold, 1 silver, 1 bronze. Behind the board for the Lucian, Monroe.
Yeah, that doesn't look to be an improvement on a 6.60. Let's get a confirmation, but he's not happy. He's not happy with it. So that probably story right there.
So the bronze medal potentially confirmed for Monroe as we wait the official reading of the mark for him in round number 6.
Yeah, I think congratulations are in order for Monroe. Bronze medalist. The boys long jump under 17. It's a confirmation of the final mark. But the color of the medal is already secured.
2 more jumpers to come in this under 17 boys long jump final. So Monroe needs 6.72 or better. It's 6.25. So Randall Monroe of St. Lucia, the bronze medalist, that has been confirmed in the under 17 boys long jump final. Talshawn Edwards of Jamaica, he'll go next. He needs 6.94 meters or better to displace Michael Paul of Trinidad and Tobago from that gold medal position. And Paul also has his jump to come as well. So whatever Talshawn does here, if he goes beyond 6.93, Paul will have a chance to respond.
This is his last chance for gold. Last chance for gold. Here's Edwards.
Has a silver medal already in the triple jump. Good use of the board, gets the height as well.
It's a good jump.
The white flag goes up.
Oh, I think we have a competition here.
But his body language is not telling me, though, whether he believes it's a big jump.
I think we have some competition here.
The last one, 6.71.
It's Edwards. Remember, he's a 7 feet jumper.
The mark has been measured. As we await what that mark is, 6.58 meters. So silver again for Talshawn Edwards, which means that the gold medal designate for the under 17 boys long jump, who is on the runway now, is Michael Paul of Trinidad and Tobago. Says a prayer, has his hands on his head. He knows he has won it, 6.93 meters. What will he give us here in the final round of the under 17 boys long jump final? Only 2 legal marks, but it doesn't matter. What matters is that one of them has given him the gold.
Yeah, so the pressure is off. This is for the glory now. Really it is. Your leader, your gold medalist boys under 17 from out of Trinidad and Tobago. It's Michael Paul.
Down the runway, high knees, behind the board.
Way behind the board.
Lovely lift, gets the white flag.
This is not going to be an improvement.
And the mark for Talshawn Edwards, 6.68 meters in the system, not 6.58 that we saw on the board. But nonetheless, it still confirms silver for him. Gold confirmed now for Michael Paul of Trinidad and Tobago. Gets his flag immediately. And that will end the competition in the under 17 boys long jump here on day number 3, the final event of the morning session.
I think this was a very good show. I think it was a good showcase of field events, a good showcase of long jumping among young
As we see, 6.15 meters
6.15.
confirmed for Michael Paul of Trinidad and Tobago. He's your gold medalist. Your medalist again, Michael Paul, gold. 6.93 his best. Talshawn Edwards of Jamaica, 6.71 in second for the silver. And in third for the bronze, Randall Monroe of St. Lucia, his best 6.60 meters.
Yeah, they have been the best jumpers in the day. St. Lucia, Jamaica, and Trinidad and Tobago. Bronze, silver, and gold. It's a win-win all around.
It is. So that concludes activity on the track and in the field for day 3, the morning session. Of course, we come back later on with action in the afternoon session here inside the Kirani James Athletic Stadium. Let's give you an idea as to the events to expect later on. We'll have the discus throw final for under 20 girls. The sprint hurdles finals will also be on show. The boys pole vault open event will be in the field. The under 17 girls triple jump comes up as well. The boys under 20 shot put event will be there. We'll have the 2 final events in the girls heptathlon competition. First the javelin, and then of course the 800 meters. We'll also have the 800 meters final. We'll also have Special Olympic 200 meters races for girls and boys. The triple jump under 20 boys will also be on the cards, as well as the under 17 discus throw finals for boys and the 4x400 meters relay. We'll also have the 5,000 meters open for under 20, well, 5,000 meters for under 20 boys, which will come just before the 4x400 meters relay that closes the show. And that's what things will look like in this afternoon session. The resumption time for competition, 3:15 p.m. local time. That's about 3 hours away from now. So a lot of persons will be heading over to the cultural village momentarily. But Bernard, before we jump out of here, I'm going to wait to see if Clyde will be getting to speak to Michael Paul of Trinidad and Tobago, who just won gold in the long jump. But in the meantime, quick recap of what took place in the morning session. The javelin throw for under 17 girls. Shamanda Wilmot with her final throw, 46.39 meters, winning the gold.
Right at the last throw.
And she would have won ahead of Zanique Charles of Antigua and Barbuda, who came in as the defending champion. She ended with 46.27 meters, which was achieved on her first throw. Interestingly, Wilmot's first throw, 42.70, and Charles's last throw, 42.28 meters. Neaviv Matrona of Curacao won bronze in the javelin as well, behind Charles and Wilmot. In the under 20 girls javelin throw competition, Zavine Bernard of Jamaica, 1.78 meters, equaled her season's best in the high jump to take gold ahead of the British Virgin Islands like Jackyla Morton, who also broke the national record with that clearance at 1.76 meters, and Alexandria Komalafi of the Bahamas, 1.70 meters, got the bronze. The other events on the morning, we had the sprint hurdles for under 17 girls. Michaela Gordon topping qualifying with 13.45 seconds. Tashana Godfrey of Jamaica, Sharifa Fernandez Defari of Curacao, Jayla Smith of the Bahamas, Chelsea Joseph of Trinidad and Tobago, Kinvi Leping of Martinique, Tajanique Huggins of St. Kitts and Nevis, and Tiara McLean are also the other finalists in the under 17 girls 100 meter hurdles. On the track just now on the screen, you would have just seen the first section of the under 20 girls 100 meter hurdles. Tiana Marshall leading all in qualifying, the defending champion. This is her teammate Akila Bell. She's second fastest at 13.62 going into that final. But Tiana Marshall below 13 seconds this season. Jenna Marie Thomas of Trinidad and Tobago, who took bronze in the 400 meter hurdles last evening, also makes it through to the final. Sophia Swindle of the US Virgin Islands is in the final. So too is Alika Harewood of Barbados, and Afia Greenwich also of Barbados. Jasmine Thompson of the Bahamas and Hughes Gomez of Trinidad and Tobago the other finalists in the under 20 girls 100-meter hurdles. The boys, on the other hand, the under 20 boys 110-meter hurdles, we see Gibson in this shot on the inside from Jamaica, was second fastest in qualifying. He went ahead of the man from Guadeloupe, Pierrick Joseph, in section 1, and just behind them Omari Brown, or rather the man from St. Kitts, Tejon Webb. You'll see an easier finish. You won't see an easier finish than that in the heats for Romario Gibson of Jamaica. And the fastest man in qualifying, Jacario Wilson, missed a medal last evening in the 4 hurdles, the under-17 champion at 110 hurdles last year. Look at him here in the middle of the picture. Comes in, cruising away from Omari Brown and Robert Miller of Trinidad and Tobago and Jamaica respectively. So Jacario Wilson would want to put the disappointment of not earning a medal in the 400 hurdles last evening. He certainly will be favored to get a medal and potentially strike gold later on in the final. 13.48, the fastest time going into the final, courtesy of Wilson. And of course, we had, as mentioned, the under-17 boys long jump, which just concluded. And Bernard, your take as to what happened this morning, as we see Paul getting that 6.93 distance to take the gold.
Yeah, but very, very competitive morning that we would have had. And it's always a joy to look at the technical competence of the hurdlers. And what a better exposition you can get from a young man from the Bahamas. On points. And winning, not just winning, is the comfort in which he won his heat. So I think this tells us that our finals later this evening, afternoon, evening, is going to be quite competitive.
Certainly so. As we head to wrap up our coverage of the morning session, just waiting for Clyde to let us know if he has gotten the gold medalist in the long jump, Michael Paul.
And on your screen, you're getting a shot here of one of the better places to be this time of the day. It's a rhythm section in the bleachers.
That's where you were yesterday. You said that you had the best view in the house, Bernard.
Exactly, that's where it was. It doesn't get better than this.
So this is the end of the morning session for day 3, the final day of the 53rd staging of the Carifta Games. A lot of action in this short morning session.
Lots of action. And when you come back rejoin us later this afternoon into the evening, all finals. A whole series of finals.
So not hearing from Clyde, so we're going to end our coverage here for this morning session. We'll be back later on this afternoon. Seems as if Clyde has Michael Paul. Clyde, are you hearing us?
Yes, I'm hearing you, Donald, and down here with Michael Paul. Michael, normally at the jumps you start slow and you build, but you came out firing 6.93 on your first run, proving to be the ultimate. Tell us about that event.
Honestly, I didn't expect to jump 6.93. I expected much higher standards of myself, but with the unpredictable win, I just took my losses and went out there and did my thing.
All right, after the first jump, the rhythm seemed to be off slightly, I guess, as you said, the wind. But in terms of the training and the preparation, how prepared were you coming into this event?
I was very prepared. A lot of hard work and dedication, lots of setbacks, and just a lot of stuff happening in training that you usually wouldn't expect. But I came in here mentally and physically prepared for this event, which is why I came out with this attitude.
All right, well, I know you have a lot of support here in Grenada, but there must be some persons back home that you want to shout out.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Mr. Ken. I love you, Mr. Ken. Mr. Wendell. I love all you. All was there from day one and still here.
All right, so there you heard it from Michael Paul, the gold medalist from Trinidad and Tobago in the boys under 20 long jump.
Thank you very much, Clyde. So that does it for our coverage here of the morning session of the final day of action here at the Carifta Games. We'll send you back to your respective studios. We will be back later on this afternoon. The first action slated to get back at 3:15 p.m., but we'll be here much earlier than that to give you some roundup, some interviews, and to look ahead as to what is to come for this final day of what has been an exciting Carifta Games here in Grenada. See you soon.
I'm not even on my movie. Who doing what I do it? Doing what I do it. Don't study me, no.
Kites in the sky, families on the beach, good food, good vibes. It's the Easter season. But parents, remember this. Even on holidays, your parenting duties continues. If there are